Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And for those who are here, maybe you know, I had a poll. There was a poll before I started. Should I start early? And then I realized I'm going to do what I want to do anyway. So I started early. So to those of you who are here already found your way through, God bless you. Praise God. Thank you. This life, I'm seeing these names here in the chat, in the comments already, and my heart's just swelling. I feel so honored to have the attention and to be a part of this adventure with you. And today we're having some fun. We've already gotten some feedback right on the thumbnail, a little wild, and this thumbnail is so tone deaf. Do you even know what you're implying here? Are you going to stand in front of Congress telling them to end wars by committing genocide? This is ridiculous. One of the most brain dead thumbnails I have ever seen. Congratulations. I received that. Congrats, man. Praise God. I think today there's space for some fun conversations. So we're going to share some time on this Friday afternoon because Talcott for Fuhrer on Friday, 2025. It's today. Why not, man? We got fucking King Trump and King Musk doing the same nonsense. But today's Valentine's Day, right? Let's not overlook that too. The commercialized relationship drama that we all, well, I don't know if we all experience it, but that day of love. So today, Valentine's Day, enjoy the fun of love as often as you can. And if you realize it and you make that your purpose, you can share the fun of love a lot. And then you can find reasons to celebrate your love with others. The simple things, if they bring you joy, share the joy with others. That's the way to be. And that's where we're heading, brothers and sisters. This Talcottian ideas, it's nothing new, but I dare to speak it. I dare to speak about unity and love and compassion and faith. I'm filled with love, and I'm grateful to all of you who do join today. My words, man. Sincerely, the love I feel from you. Jack is back with blessings from the Lord and perhaps little shenanigans with the YouTube motley crew. You're seeing it. It's the unfolding of that which is, and we are a part of that which is today's mankind. Society is reflecting us, and we are reflecting the past of what we knew. Bro, hey, blessings to all of you. I'll be dropping this link here real soon. Why doesn't the co-host have a wrench? He just recently was unblocked, to be honest. So, oh, hey, it's very, if that was directed at me, it's very possible. There's many who have claim I have, and maybe I did, but what if that's the right thing to do? What if losing your mind is the best thing you can do? Because what if your own mind, um, what if your own mind finds limitations? Our poll, yes, my brother. You, oh, there's so many of you guys, man. You get it. You get it. And the fact that you get it, you get me, Jack, this character, Talcott, man. I can hear it's possible. This is one of the emergence. Yes, in this infinite realm of possibilities, it's possible that I own Troll Central. That rumor has been shared and brought out as well. So I don't know what is real anymore. I've been asking that question. Holy cows. A long time. For those who know, you know. um Happy Valentine's Day to us all. I was thinking about this for Jack. Where was that thought at? Holy cows, man. Oh, yeah, losing it. Thank you. Losing it. What if that's the best thing we can do? Is really lose it. Lose the willingness to fight for control. Lose the willingness to engage in unnecessary, unhealthy habits. What if that's the way to truly win? Because today, and I'm wearing a different sweatshirt, a different branding, but this is part of this Jack character of who I am. I understand the powers of messaging, and I kind of brand what I stand for, Veterans for Peace, and I got a bunch of buttons and stuff I wear on my jacket. And today, facts don't care about your feelings. Happy Valentine's Day from Jack. If you're alone, good for you. If you're with someone, be grateful for that. Because truly, every day, the facts don't care about our feelings, but our feelings are facts. And if you don't face your feelings, you'll run from your feelings, you'll hide from your feelings, you make others walk around on eggshells, um, so that you don't get triggered and have one of those days. God, I remember playing that role, being so lost in my mind and my emotions. I used to drink every day to try and escape my feelings. Because when left alone with my feelings, man, it wasn't pleasant. I didn't like it. I didn't like how I felt. Hello, cause and effect is real. I was the cause of how I felt. I was the cause of what I was doing. I was the cause of my problems. And I used to find blame in others. And then I've realized finally that's kind of a stupid game to play. What's the point of blaming anyone? If there's a problem with something, then there's a solution for something. And don't you want to deal with the solution instead of punishment? Because that's really all this egoic blame and excuses is. It's all about avoiding punishment, accountability. Well, if you're not willing to accept, receive punishment, if you're then you're not you have no courage, no boldness. Oh, it's a fabulous paradox. Now my mind is going into these thoughts of these different thoughts than what I was originally planning. I love God is so good. That's the point. Brothers and sisters, God is so good. Oh, what is here? I haven't been paying a lot of attention. I no longer run from facts. I seek facts. I know the value of allowing facts to humble me, to realize facts don't care about your feelings, but if you care about you, you'll care about the facts and you'll care about the feelings. And the feelings, oh man, the feelings the human body can feel, they're so diverse and so subtle, yet so powerful. There's a power in aligning ourselves with the truth, and it's the facts that reveal the truth. So, do I run from the facts? Hell no. Can't learn if you're wrong if you don't look at where you're wrong. We gotta, hey, there's all sorts of deals that can be discovered. Agreements can be made in all sorts of creative ways. This is actually a wonderful reminder. It was something I didn't use today. Regarding how generosity and creativity, those are the essence that reward us within. The solution is mankind, we unite, and I'll be a part of this, and I'm inviting others to join me. But the solution for the world is we align ourselves with the truth, and we make sure that the truth matters more than money. See, this is the world I found is true. People have more faith in the money system than they do in what is available to be learned. Faith without acts is worthless. This is what I was thinking too regarding emotions. Our emotions without understanding. People love sharing their emotions with each other, and people get into pity parties, and then mobs of rage can emerge too. People will share their feelings with each other, but feelings, emotions without an understanding, it's just a dance, right? It's oh, look at me. Oh, look at me. I got reasons to cry. Oh, look at me. I got reasons to be angry. Oh, look at me. It's what we do. It's a fact. Feelings make us look stupid sometimes. But you know what? There's a lovable stupidity that's within us all. That's what the truth, that's what the truth of the gospel is all actually about, is recognizing that we stumble. Each of us on our own, particularly, we can stumble, we can fall, and we can cause a mess. But together, if we help each other, especially, we don't have to stay in the problems. We don't have to keep watching things. I warned you, don't do that again. These warnings and punishments. Golly geez, man. People take things, well, people behave based on what they know. What they know is what they've learned. And what each of us have learned in our life, it's different. It's different. We all have learned different things in life. And there's so much to be learned in this infinite realm of consciousness and thought. I mean, truly, everything of today, our modern society, whether it's the electronics, the quantum computing systems, all of this stuff, the material resources have always been there. Anything we have today, any of invention, the distinction comes from the ideas, the awareness, the intelligence. That's what truly matters, is intelligence. We live in a day and age where this thought was from a recent video I watched. regarding how the algorithms of social media, the social engineers employed, right, by these corporations, the way everything's designed, it actually retards us. Okay, if you don't pay attention, you'll stop, you'll deny yourself the ability to truly think for yourself. Think about what I'm saying. I'm saying the society and the technology, whether it's intentional or just an inadvertent growth in the evolution of stupidity, what I'm suggesting is the society and this online realm that I'm a part of, it's all designed to prevent you from thinking for yourself. How does that feel? How does it feel that the world does not want you to think for yourself? That in the greater design of the worldly ways, the wars that are being funded by the American taxpayers and the bankers, it's all voluntary. Hey, let me honor and welcome our first guest.
Hell, mein Führer. How you doing, Jack?
I'm truly feeling blessed. I am truly feeling blessed.
I'm trying to be more than a chat warrior tonight.
Hey, you are welcome. There's some sort of sound coming through. I may play with your audio in a moment, but we got another guest. Welcome, El Perro. Welcome back to you, brother.
Greetings. I had to pay tribute, mein Führer.
Let's try that. That may have done it.
Hold down the fort. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Yeah, something. Oh, you muted yourself. That's why it was working. Hey, where was I? I don't remember.
We were at mein Führer.
Honoring mein Führer. Holy cows. I realize the symbolism of the imagery, and I know what the imagery can represent to people, but holy cows, man.
Well, see, that's all it is the symbolization. And unless you put out your symbolization and your intent, people will interpret it all kinds of ways. And that's why I did this thing with the short mustache. It's my own little experiment with society. It's only on the panel verse that people have the balls to say anything about it. Out in reality, nobody says a word.
Wait a minute now. There's no reason to explain. We're all here for the arcane, the profane, and the insane.
Absolute. The insane asylum.
No, this is the thing. Well, yes and no. It's to help the inmates realize, no, you're already free. Stop believing in that evil has power. That was my thought earlier today. I was outside shoveling the snow, and praise God, man. Praise God. It's kind of fun to play in the snow. And with the right tools, the jobs are simple. And we live in an age where it's easy to access the right tools for the right job.
Yeah, we don't have to be Hitler's willing executioners, people. We have better choices.
Right. This is the key. This is what I've been blessed and allowed to learn. Let me address something real quick, if I might, because my mind lost track of where I was going, and there was a question asked regarding the relationship between Provo and I. And Provo he's taken an interesting role in my experience. He's chosen to be more of an antagonist, and living through his character, his provoking ideas. However, he's not yet figured it out. And so, since he is kind of a provoking character, Provo mentioned it. Part of it is to protect him, so he has a little bit more leeway. And why I actually defer to him is a question that I wonder.
Provo's a wee man.
What's that?
He's a wee man. Provo's a wee man.
Well,
He's not a she man, so respect.
I don't know. Hey, I've also got Mr. Snafu, who's been waiting patiently in the back.
The optics are fried.
Welcome.
Says the
How are you today?
idiot machete. Hey, Jack, what was that you sent
As
me
long as
today?
you keep the audio
Were you
low.
trying to glaze yourself? With the text message saying the lepers followed him just like Jesus. You don't remember what you sent me today?
Oh yeah, it was a comment.
What was that about?
Why does this cunt sound sore?
Hey, can you tell this machete guy to mute his shit? We're trying to conversate.
Hey, listen, cunt. Why do you sound so sore?
Hey, listen, guy, machete. Fuck you.
Here, so what it says in our poll.
Trini got your bum?
Hold on.
Machete. We don't care. Jack was talking.
Hold it. Yeah.
You know,
Pause.
Trini's
Machete,
Jack was talking, machete. Yield.
Machete, please.
All right, I'll tone it.
Machete, shut the fuck up. Let Jack talk. Go ahead, Jack.
You my fucking asshole. You do every other cunt.
Dude, every time you try and talk.
So what I was trying to say, Arpol, is that I screenshotted something you shared, a comment from recent. I thought it was hilarious. The lepers were attracted to Jesus just as the LARPers are attracted to Jack. Thank you. It's true. I've got these LARPers, people pretending they're playing these roles in life, but they are not living as they say. It's insanity sauce. So, Snafu, I inadvertently sent that to you when I actually meant to send it to more of a friend.
Okay. I was weird. I was like, what are you doing? Glazing yourself? Showing me that you're like, people are like comparing you to Jesus. So you're like, haha, look what I found. I was like, what the fuck are you sending this to me for?
Hey, people are seeing. They're seeing the fun in the story.
I know that toasted your buns and gave you a little. Hey, I get it. The ego drives are up. That gave you a little ego boost. I get it. It's kind of like OTW doing a poll today. Who's sexier, me or him? I demolished him, bro. Demolished him. Which I knew. The guy has fucking rotten teeth. Hey, Machete. I'm sorry, Jack. I'm not being mean, but his audio is fucked. It's ruining your show.
I don't disagree. I tried figuring it out.
Are you addressing me, man? You're addressing Snafu. Snafu, why don't you take your little dipstick and go check your tranny fluid and come back with your big boy pants on and we can talk.
Are you ignoring Jack? Are you ignoring what Jack was trying to fix on his show? Like you come to attack
What's wrong
me,
with my audio? Let's
actually
go
trying
in
here,
and
Jack.
fix my audio.
I'm actually being nice. I'm trying. I even came on camera, and this little like, I yield. I yield.
Snafu. In this experience, I am agreeing with you, Machete.
No, I know.
Machete, your audio has been an interruption for the show. As much as I
Oh, that's
honor
terrible.
you,
Well, I'm gonna get out of here, Jack. I'm on a cell phone. I don't have internet, so maybe
I'm
it
on
ain't
a cell
working out.
phone too. And you obviously
Well,
have internet if you're watching the show. You're a
I
liar.
have internet
You
on a
have
cell phone.
internet,
Yeah, I
and
don't
I'm
have
on a
internet
cell phone.
any other way.
See,
snafu,
this is
please.
just retarded, dude. Sorry.
Snafu.
I'm
Snafu,
just
you're
saying,
a
I'm
bitch.
on
I
a
don't
phone,
really
and he
answer you.
obviously has internet if he's watching you, Jack. He's a liar.
Well, yeah, I have the internet on a phone like you, Snafu. My mouth's just not as big, so you can't hear me. What?
Right, but my
Big
audio
deal.
runs clean. Yours doesn't.
Yeah, well,
We
yeah,
all have
you suck mean dick. I don't either. So what's the point?
these obstacles and
My
challenges.
point is, how do I fix it?
Well,
You,
I
you go
don't
in
know.
and come back out. Sorry,
It's-
Jack. I was
Okay.
just giving good technical.
Okay, I'm going out. Bye.
If he comes in and pops back out, it'll reset his audio. Go
It
ahead,
may
Jack.
help.
I'm sorry.
It might
I mean, it's
help.
just one of the troubleshooting things. There's many things to do.
Another part, snafu, please, the both of you, please calm down, right? Your interruptions have just been continuous, and we can always find problems with each other, but there's not that many problems, and we can get along. I know we can.
Well, that's why I wondered what you text me. I figured you just like accidentally texted, but I was like, is he glazing himself? Like, what? You had me there. You had me on that text. I didn't know.
Snafu, it's true. It's absolutely true what was shared.
No, Jack, you're not like Jesus, like in that sense. Like, okay, we all are to be in the image of him, but you literally sat next to a tranny talking about God and love instead of saying, you want to find Jesus, dude? For one, get out of the dress, quit calling yourself a woman, you're a man, and find God. Instead, you supported tranny and then mixed it with your love Jesus concept. You're not in the image of God.
Okay, thank you for presenting that case. I disagree with your ways of leadership. To lead one to the answers, that's to follow Christ. To lead one to the healthy answers of God, of unity.
Do you
the true
remember what you and
expressions
your...
of love.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Here, welcome back, Machete. Thank you for. How are you? Well, you disappeared. Sorry, do you remember what you were gonna ask, Snafu?
Well, I was gonna say, do you remember during that time what you and your panel were discussing, the topic?
I'm not sure which time you mean.
It was the truth. It was when the tranny was on your panel as you're trying to talk God and next to the tranny. You guys were like talking about what is the truth. And I found it funny. You all were sitting there trying to equivalent or tell the audience or yourselves, you know, what the truth is. The truth is the truth. When not one of you called out that there was a man acting like a woman on your panel that was a biological man. That's the truth.
Did
Like,
you
how come you guys
experience-
couldn't call that out?
Well, Snafu, let's think that through. Maybe we could
Right.
have.
What's the truth?
Maybe we chose not to. And why?
Right. You guys were.
And why?
I
Why
know
would
why.
I choose not to? Because I've not experienced. I don't know who's behind the avatar. I really don't care as long as they're respectful and honest.
So you don't. So you believe a man who calls himself a woman is a woman? So that's truth to you?
Snafu, do you call yourself honest?
Yes.
Right. There you go. Exactly the same.
No, so you're not answering it. So you do believe. So are you a more than two gender person? Which is fine. I'm just curious. What are you? Are you about the like?
Snafu,
How many
here,
genders are
actually,
there?
let me sorry for the long answer, but regarding the idea of gender and sexual preference and all of this, much of my admission, I don't know. I spent so much of my life believing that hold on. I spent so much of my life believing that I could not understand a human because they had a vagina instead of a penis. I convinced myself I couldn't understand women. And
wait. So you're saying you don't know biological optics? A man is born with a PP, a woman is born with a vajayjay. Biologically, man versus woman.
I know how I was born.
Right. So do you consider yourself a man or woman?
I consider myself a man.
Okay, so what are the facts, though? If you considered yourself a woman, what are the facts of what you were born as? What are you?
Snafu. I'm a child of God sent here
so
to
you're avoiding the question. So you are an LGBTQ lover. You are a tranny lover.
No, Snafu. I'm interrupting you. Thank you for allowing the interruption. Okay? Because please, here's what you're doing. What I see you doing. You're taking my words and you're limiting it to your understanding, to your definitions, and you're losing sight of my definitions.
No, I simply asked you if it was a fact you were born a man. You couldn't answer it yes or no. You went into, I'm a child of God. Instead of yes, if you're born a man, biologically you're a man. If you're born a woman, biologically you're a woman for life.
I don't disagree.
Doesn't matter what you mentally think or surgery.
Okay.
Do you agree with that? I'm asking if you agree with that or no.
I have no disagreement. Okay. So chill out. I can allow people to be people. And if people will call themselves all sorts of different things, but what matters is how we treat each other. Welcome back, Machete.
Right. If you treat these mental ill trannies like they're fucking women and they're really men, you're hurting you're not being truthful with God or the world. You're mentally like by you guys calling her Brenda versus Brandon. That's a fucking dude.
All right. So here, Snafu, let me offer you peace. I surrender. You win. You are right. Let's be present now. Okay.
Should we pray? Should we pray together for your forgiveness? Should we pray together for your forgiveness? Should you ask God for forgiveness for putting him and trannies together side by side and doing like new world age shit? We could have a prayer together. Ask God for. How many times have you prayed and asked God for forgiveness, Jack?
Would that make you feel better?
Snafu.
Yeah. Let's pray. Let's hear a prayer together. Let's ask for forgiveness for what you did.
Yeah, give us a prayer. Give us a prayer, brother Snafu.
Yeah, give us a prayer, Jack. Give us a prayer.
Right, yeah, because you ain't got no prayer.
Yeah, I see you don't have a prayer.
Oh, I have many. How's my audio? Mic check, mic check. I'm on a headset now. I've noticed that I'm a little delayed. I don't think I can do much about that because I'm on mobile. So,
well, there is some noise coming through and you're breathing. It's like the mic is right at your breath.
Bro, you can tell he's fat, unhealthy.
You're way wrong. You're way wrong there, Snafu. I'm not fat and unhealthy. Fucking idiot.
Well, you're triggered. I do know that.
No, I'm not triggered either. I'm just factual. I could run circles around your fat, unhealthy ass that you're calling me unhealthy with.
Bullshit. Let's do push-up for push-up right now. Turn your camera on. Let's do some exercises. Jack could be our yoga coach.
Yeah, whatever. I'd run circles
Well,
around you,
see, I
bro.
challenge you and you fail. I challenge you
Oh,
and
yeah?
you don't do it.
All right, Snafu. I'll take you up on your challenge. Let's do handstand push-ups. How many you got?
Go first.
All right, I will. Hold on a minute.
Time out. This ain't the
Eli.
play. We got to do this. Jack
Eli.
getting eyebrows furrowed. Unless
Hold my
he's
camera
down.
for me.
Jack, you gonna do some handstand push-ups to? Oh shit!
Hold on,
Eyebrows furrowed. I yield. His eyebrows are furrowed.
I gotta, shit, man. How do I turn my camera on? Hold on, I'm trying to turn my camera on so I can do handstand push-ups
care
to your
anymore.
weak-ass, bitch-ass,
Dude, we got it.
fucking slave-ass
not
cunt.
interested.
Okay, hold on.
I'll do it.
How do I turn my camera on? You know how to do it. Turn my camera on. Here, hold
Turn my camera on.
I don't need to talk. So. Snappy's trying to talk shit. He says I can't do any handstand push-ups. he's mistaken. He's picking the wrong
This just shows you how like,
We will need some light.
yeah. Even Wizard as grainy and picture like because he's doing the whole like I can see him better than this guy.
No, they.
But the fact is Jack is getting eyebrow furrowed. Let's bring this back to Jack. I will do the handstand push-up to prove you
Shut
wrong.
your mouth and hold on. I gotta figure out how to turn it on.
I've been patient long enough. Thank you for those who are tuned in and have been patient with me as well. Machete, my brother, I know your intentions are to offer me support. It's not coming through. Okay, your audio has been a topic of conversation and an interruption for quite a while now. But in the greater scope, maybe it hasn't been that long. And Snafu, I know you tell yourself that you're helping me and helping the world by what you're doing, and you're wrong. And Machete, I love your support, but please don't engage in the battles unless it's really going to help illuminate, right? Please.
Should we get to business then, Jack?
Well, yes, get to business. What is the business of today?
Let's call the United Nations. It's 3:30 in Arizona. Let's call the United Nations together. I'll fucking be on the phone with you. Let's fucking do it right now.
Are you thinking things through, or are you?
Hell yeah.
Here's what's with Jack and anything? Here, for those who aren't recognizing, it's in regards to the thumbnail. Why not? Why not?
Why not? So you're okay with you're a Nazi? So you're a self-admitted Nazi now?
Never made that statement, never suggested
You put a picture of yourself. Well, okay. You guys, he did put a picture of himself as Hitler, but he also puts pictures of himself as Jesus. So I give you a pass here. Yeah, I give you a pass. You're a retard either way. So I give you a pass.
I'll show, yeah. I will, I'm going to show forth the way that I am. I am actually a man. Throughout my past, my emotions were my downfall. My emotions were a problem, but I didn't know how to deal with my emotions, let alone the emotions of others. But today, I understand my emotions. I understand the feelings of others. I know it's true. Facts don't care about your feelings, but I do. As a man, I care about all of you. I care about how you feel, because how you feel while you're here, especially if you're spending time with me, I hope you can feel good about our time together. Because isn't that what it would be like with Jesus? Wouldn't it feel amazing to spend time with someone? You know, someone who was really led like he was, led with compassion, yeah, no fears. Who knows? He prayed his burden be lifted from him. He prayed for another way. So it said, I can only imagine. But that's all any of us can really do. We can imagine. We can live. Because many people imagine they're living when all they're doing is like spinning the wheels. They're running on this hamster wheel. One year into the other, just repeating it all over
What
and
about
over.
those people living in their imagination?
That, dude, that is that's exactly the solution and problem. The power of mind. It is through the mind and imagination that God allows us to discover ideas, solutions. It's the way we can learn from and understand each other. That's why books.
Okay, but see, I have to be honest. I have to be honest with you. I came up with an idea and a solution. It's only 3:30 in the West over here, Arizona, Colorado, blah blah. Same with you. We could call the United Nations live right now. But that's an idea and solution. You always seem to like to go back to your loop of telling us we need ideas, we need solutions. When people bring them to you, you fail to act on them. And I even said I'd hold your hand and do it with you right now today.
Why do you believe they would listen? Why
You got to start somewhere. Why were you going to town halls?
I got a question on that. Follow up, Jack. Do you still go to city council meetings and stuff? I think that's an important aspect. See, I do the same thing now. Every once in a while, I'm going to pop into one of those meetings, and I'm going to take my camera. And you notice I'm not one bit ashamed, not one bit ashamed to let them know and the rest of the world know we are, in fact, in my opinion, becoming Hitler's willing executioners. That's one of the reasons I wear this thing.
Brother, the scenario, that history, the lesson reminded me of this quote I wrote down today. When freedom is threatened, silence condones the oppression. If good men and women don't start standing up and speaking up at the right time and the right places, we're headed to self-destruction.
Absolutely.
When freedom is threatened, silence condones the oppression. It happens over and over through the courtrooms, through the boardrooms, there's so much corruption and evil in this world. Brothers and sisters, let's pretend. Let's allow ourselves to pretend and to believe that God wants freedom for us all. God wants us to unite with the infinite and with the heavens.
Jack, how much to get you to shave to a short mustache, brother? How much? Put it out there, but hey, folks. Come over. Yeah. Short mustache. Jack with a short mustache. Come on, brother.
No, I won't be financially moved in those ways.
So you'll do it for free. Good job. I appreciate the charity.
If it was a way to truly successfully communicate, there's potential, but no.
Here's where I'm not getting what's up. Wizard, why aren't you calling this shit out? Whether you and I get along or not. I'm asking Jack, if he wants to, like, because you went into why did you go to town hall meetings? And Jack, let me ask you, when you went to those town hall meetings, you already said they don't listen, but I'm going to go,
Well,
and
and
we
I
were
did
proud.
call it out, and that's why I expressed I still go, and I think it's a
Well,
good
I'm
thing that
asking
we
about
do.
the United
So it's
Nations
not.
shit.
So
We
it's
could
not.
we could
So
call
it's
the
not a.
United Nations.
So it's not a matter of him not going. It's a matter of helping convince him to go again, because he's already got that experience. It's a matter of
Right.
building those things that we should.
So when I'm telling him you could call the United Nations right now, there's multiple different lines you could reach because they have multiple different fucking
Yes, I
offices.
agree. I agree as well. I've contacted them, the Pentagon, the
I've
IRS,
contacted
the
them
FBI,
too.
the Secret Service.
Yep, me too. And Jack always says ideas, 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 but I've never seen him, even when I'm willing to hold his hand and say, we could do it live. Let's call him. I called the CDC, dude, with Vlad Gruitz, Vlad Gruitz, when they fucking put the whole zombie thing out. And I called the CDC live and said, why is the CDC, who's responsible for the Black Plague and COVID and all this other stuff, why are you putting zombie warnings out? And of course, they didn't even know it. They had to look up their own shit and be like, holy shit, you're right. Jack, you have a channel, you have opportunity to all this like talk, you always talk. Well, now I'm saying let's walk the talk together. And you don't even want to do it. You make excuses.
Snafu, can you get out of your mind? Let's pause for a moment. Just pause.
Pause.
Okay, realize what you're offering.
Rewinding back to the loop.
Well, you're at this point where you're beating a dead horse, right?
So you're the dead horse?
You keep repeating what you offered, the idea, and we're...
Because you keep repeating every show, we need to come with ideas. So when I come with an actual idea...
Pause, Snafu, you misunderstood. You misunderstood. So let's just pause, okay? I'm not seeking your ideas. Not right now.
These are your ideas. You said to everyone, I want to talk to the United Nations. I want to talk to Trump. Right. So the first way to do it is make the calls.
Okay.
Talk to the people.
All right.
See what you can line up.
Okay.
And because you seem to not want to do it, I'm sitting here being nice saying, I will do it with you. And you seem to say this is a bad idea, that I'm trying to produce ideas when you're every day asking for ideas. Every day for the last 4 years.
Pause right now, here and now. My patience there's a limit, okay?
Because you're being tested.
I'm just
because
trying.
You're being tested in reality.
You are testing me unnecessarily.
Yes. No.
I'm telling you, pause.
Oh, okay? Is that Queen Dingling? I'm sure it is.
Breathe here and now. Welcome.
Welcome, Queen Dingling. We're gonna go over his manifesto later today, I think. His schizophrenia diagnosis and things like that. His dead mama. We're gonna go over a bunch of stuff with the Queen.
Hello, Jack. How are you doing?
Hey, did your mama before she died? Did she scold you? When
this guy's talking over me. I was trying to ask if Snafu's here on Valentine's Day to get El Perro as his girlfriend, or what. I just tuned in now. I'm not sure what's going on. Is Snafu looking for a girlfriend on Valentine's Day? He was sitting beside El Perro, kind of looking at him. But anyway, it's good to be here. Happy Valentine's Day.
All right. Welcome. We got someone else. I want to double check. Voy, welcome.
Boy.
Hi, Jack and everybody else.
Oh, all right. Hey, so this image, this is something our world could use. I considered this a Department of Government Enlightenment. It would be the perfect time right now for this to happen. It would help with the awakening of mankind.
That's interesting. Government enlightenment. I'd never thought I'd hear that before. Those two words together.
I saw you in the picture, Jack, but I didn't see Steven there. So
yeah, we're Steven. He's as egotistical as you. The queen.
They seem
he thinks
obsessed
he's
with me.
something.
What's
Hey,
up, Dutchie?
can I
What's
ask
up,
the
Dutchie?
queen about his dead mama? Can we get to the optics of your dead mama? Did your mama teach you how to behave, queen, before
What
she
do you
died?
think of this? What do you think of this?
No, did your mama teach you
podcast?
before your mama died?
You think
Let
this
me
is
ask you.
respectful?
We're looking into
You
you
think
and
this
your
is
business
respectful?
finances, and we
Talking
found
about
that you're
somebody.
collecting money for your schizophrenia. You're
I'm not
collecting
collecting
money
money at
from
all.
the government.
Not at
You're
all.
collecting money for schizophrenia.
But this is
And that's
looking.
why
This is a
you're
bad look for the
independently
show.
wealthy. So Jack, when he
Stream.
claims that he has all this money, dude, he
Join your
doesn't have the money. So that's why he doesn't
Oh,
give
I
you
have
money,
lots
Jack.
of money. I have
No,
lots of
you
money.
get money off it for your schizophrenia, dude. We're looking at your finances, bro. You never own
Not
business
at
like
all.
you claim. You're a selfie fat fruitcake.
All he's here for is to bash me. I don't think it's a good look for your show. This is being streamed to a bunch of people right now.
being
So a
so
lot of
nice.
people are seeing. Oh,
being so
you're
nice,
interrupting. You're interrupting me.
So nice
Can you
to
let
Jack.
somebody finish their thought? Can you be
No,
respectful? Are you just a cockroach?
I
You just
could.
a cockroach?
I could.
Listen, this is being live streamed right now to a whole bunch of people, and they're paying attention to how people present themselves. And that's what I'll say.
Well, I'm just here.
You don't know who's watching.
I'm just here to speak to the maestro, Jack.
Oh, go ahead.
And
Go ahead.
also the Rijksvoerder, El Perro.
Go ahead, Dutchie. Obsess over me.
My last
That's
words.
why I came on to talk about me.
The Rijksvoerder El Perro. That's what I'm
Go
saying.
ahead.
That's what I'm
Great
saying.
accent, Dutchie. Really good.
It is
Really
very
good.
well spoken.
Good to
Hello,
see
El
you, Jack.
Perro. El Perro, you have me blocked on your channel. What's going on over there on your channel? You have me blocked. Why are you afraid? I know you're a little guy. Keith Little, I think your name is. Keith Little.
Yep.
You're a little
Yep.
guy. But why do you have me blocked, little guy?
Because of the language you like to use, and it's a
What
distraction
language?
to the channel.
What language am I using? That
Well,
what's
the
wrong with the
vulgarity,
language?
things,
Well, it's
the
not
ad hominems,
Dutch.
the
It's not
That's
personal-
Dutch.
you.
Not
That's
speaking
you.
Dutch.
I don't
know
use
for sure.
vulgarity. That's you.
Sure, you do.
That's you. Where's the vulgarity? Have you heard any vulgarity here, Jack? From me? I'm not the vulgar one here. I think
Well-
these characters expose themselves.
Everyone does expose themselves. It's
There's
quite
a lot of people tuned
fascinating.
in right now. Yeah.
Well,
Who's
we are
Machete?
the-
Who's this character?
We are the creator of what the world is available to see. We choose what we offer, and then people choose what they pretend to be. And we're living in a time where this pretending to be shit, it's not going to work anymore.
Do you,
Well-
Jack, do you honestly think these cast of characters are going to help you get to meet Trump or others? And if they watch this show, what do you think they would think of Snafu coming on, talking about someone's deceased mother? Do you really believe that that's going to, honestly, is that going to help you get anywhere?
No,
How could I
what
share
is-
your show with
What
important
is
people?
going to help
How
us?
could-
What is going to
here he
help
goes
us?
interrupting again.
Yeah,
Jeez,
what is going to help
Christ.
us is you. What is going to help
Jesus
us
Christ.
is listening to you, right?
Boy,
Listen to this.
Uninterrupted. Uninterrupted.
what was the point of your interruption?
Well, he says like we're gonna get any knowledge of these people that are on panel when he's on panel himself. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I
So
didn't
that
say
doesn't
no.
explain why you chose to interrupt him.
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay. I don't know what the rules of your panel are, but
Well, it's not really rules of my panel, but what I do hope to share and remind people of is simple abilities to communicate with each other, to actually pay attention to what's being said so that we're not jumping to conclusions. Because the topic is, do I believe that this has been helpful? Some of the clowns joining? No, not really particularly, but it's the cards I've been it's the cards I've been dealt. So
yeah, I'm listening.
As a co-host, I'm trying to get the show back on track
You're
in
the
a better
co-host.
direction.
Oh,
Here he
I
goes
didn't
again. I
know.
mean, he can't. I can't
did-
finish a word with this guy. Jesus.
Sorry.
Fucking
Stephen.
hell, man.
Well, Stephen,
Wow.
please.
Go ahead, Jack.
I'm witnessing it.
Go
Boy,
ahead, Jack.
you got a little trigger in there. There's something in there, and I know how it's gonna how people can take it. But Stephen has been. He's stepped in and he's assumed the title, and he's been playing in the co-host spotlight. I can't deny that. He's
I'm
been
gonna-
a benefit.
I'm gonna climatize.
Respect, man. Allow the mystery to unfold as the mystery it is. This life, especially online, man. Woo, holy cows. There's some
I'm all in. I want to say openly, I'm all in support of Jack and Pure Friday, Jack Talcott. I love the thumbnail. I loved it. I didn't get it. I had to go away for a bit, but I came back and I saw the beginning of the show with Pure Talcott for Pure Friday 2025. Beautiful thumbnail. I don't know why people were triggered by that, but I thought it's fantastic. And I think I support the direction that Jack's taking the show with that. I think that's provocative. It's clever. It's well done. And I don't. It got people's panties in a twist, but it got people talking. So well done.
That's the idea. Envoy, thank you to you. 5-speed to you. El Perro. We are the characters, man.
We lost Machete. You know, we lost.
Oh
Machete.
yeah. He keeps jumping in and out. I'm assuming he's working through the connectivity.
He makes me curious.
I'm curious, Jack.
What's that?
I was told
curious.
I was told there was a mustache shaving.
The ideas were offered.
I didn't say anything.
It was
Right?
just the sides. It was just the sides of the mustache that had to be shaven, and you took it the right way, El Perro. Once again, you know.
Is El Perro German by any chance? Does he have any German heritage?
I am. Mein
Oh.
Führer.
So what's up with the Hispanic avatar, like El Perro? Why do you call yourself El Perro if you are?
Etymologically, I go back to ancient Kemet, where El means God in the lowercase, and then Pero means temple in the lowercase.
See, that's deep.
You're not a god, though. You're more of a.
But my
How would
body
you
is, but my
how would
body
you-
is a temple of God.
How would you describe him, Jack, if you were to describe El Perro? I'd love to hear your thoughts on El Perro.
He's amazing. Truly unique and strong, and he carries a ton of wisdom.
Is he a little bit mental or unhinged sometimes, though?
Oh, of
A
course.
brother.
Yeah.
A
Yeah,
friend.
that plenty of signs of evidence of that.
There's the avatar. Mental health. Would you describe 5-speed as a little bit mental as well at times?
Yeah.
He's quick on the
Yeah.
buttons too.
Absolutely.
And Chuck. I don't know if he's here today, but he
Oh,
comes to
man.
mind. Chuck comes to mind.
Praise God. He's been a challenge for me. Oh,
Me too.
love
Me
that
too.
guy. Love him.
We all got to be a little crazy to put up with one another, don't we?
We're crazy to
Was that 5-speed?
we're crazy to
Yes.
deny the love. That is the key. That's what I've learned for myself. I don't want to be insane. And only the insane will push love away. Only the insane will push away from the answers and not keep asking, keep wondering, keep working. We are the new ideas that God has brought forth into the world. And 5-speed, you just flashed something. I came into my head. I said, I've had enough.
I hope he's not porn bombing. What did he flash here? It's Valentine's Day, but this show's not X-weighted. This is a family show here, 5-speed. El Perro. Oh my
El Perro's gonna push the boundaries.
yeah, he's pushing.
Hey, I'm just telling, ladies and gentlemen, keep the nipples warm so they don't get frostbitten. It's very important. It's cold out there.
It is important. You know, it is important. But I know what picture he's gonna show next. You know, the dog.
Is that a bridge in China by any chance?
Dog
Where's that
from
bridge?
behind, like the dog sniffing the dog.
That is Kentucky, Virginia, and I forget. But I know it's Kentucky and Virginia. And there's one more in there.
Jack, is it insane to love the insane, or would that be part of God's perfection of love? Yesterday's show was on the perfection. Excuse me, can you let me finish? Yesterday's show was on the perfection.
Oh, here's me. Hey, welcome.
Jesus preached to the sinners and beggars, for it was they who need saved.
Yes.
Please. The mockery of the interruption was worse than the initial interruption. Come on, man.
Sorry. I wasn't even trying.
I was asking Jack a question and you threw us off track by interrupting. I wanted Jack to go, on the perfection of love yesterday's show. I was thinking, I was wondering what your thoughts on that, Jack, with perfection of love and the insane. Should we love these insane characters, or should we lock them away or euthanize them? What should we do? What should we do with them? I'm looking for guidance here.
There are different degrees.
Okay, beautiful answer. Because my initial answer was yes, but there's varying degrees to all things. And there's no lie, man. Where is the limit? Where each of us. Go ahead.
Yeah, Machete left again. You know, I wanted to hear what Machete
So
had
what?
to say. Well, I mean, it's
why are you focused on that?
Well,
people come and go. Like, we're doing a show here. Can you keep up with us?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, keep on track. Like, you're just trying to derail the show. I know what you're doing.
Please,
and I don't want you to ruin Jack's show.
Compassionate.
I'm sorry, Jack. I yield.
We're all learning and growing together.
I just want it to be a good show so bad that I don't want somebody to come on and just keep trying to derail it. I'm tired of that. Like, Jack has things to offer here in terms of wisdom and perfection of love, and you didn't let him answer. Like, I think you made him lose his train of thought a couple minutes ago.
You're doing a great job at it, though.
It's everything is figuring itself out. That's what I realized is everything is figuring itself out. That's the way of the Tao. The Tao is you accept the way that things are. The way that it is what's going to be. So find peace with that. And that's the start and the end. It's the end of your misery, the start of your freedom, when you just learn how to be present and with thoughts and a mind and an intentional, I'm grateful. I am grateful, and you live with love.
You know, Jack,
that simple.
I saw a video of a guy recently. His name's Rob Green. You can check him out. I'll even see if I can go find the link. But the guy recently went through a, you might call it a jubilee or something, whatever. But it's part of his spiritual existence, and he's been doing this kind of thing for a long time. And he gave up all of his lively belongings, including his underwear, and walked off naked.
His underwear.
That's an extreme, but you got to give it to him because he's got it. You got to give it. Yeah, because you got to give it to him because he's got a track record. Like I said, you should check him out. He's been doing this kind of stuff for a long time. walking around and keeping all of his
Right.
trash, walk around for a year keeping all of his trash on himself. So he walked around filling up trash bag after
Oh.
trash bag, keeping it on himself.
What a genius. My goodness. I don't know what to
Wizard
say to that.
Wizard is the spiritual version of that guy they got on what is it, NBC stock show, Jim Cramer. You're the spiritual Jim Cramer, as in just bet on the opposite thing of
Yeah, I
you
wouldn't
ever
know
say.
him. Yeah, I wouldn't know him.
Right, right. So are you guys
Nice
gonna call
projection,
Jack out
though.
on
Nice,
this? I'm
nice
sorry, you just gonna
projection,
talk
though.
over me?
Well, I was just mentioning how it was a nice projection, though.
I don't
One at a
think you would
time,
know a
please.
projection if you were sitting in a car at a drive-in theater. Is
Well,
anybody
it
gonna
has to
call
be a
Jack out on
Let
this
Tommy
this
speak. Don't
Christianity
interrupt.
Dow thing that he got off his daddy?
well, it has to be a projection because you don't even know me, Tommy.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I do
Say it.
know you. That's why I want you to stop
Oh,
talking
tell
to me
everybody
right
how
now.
you know me then.
Um, watch the video. You've made a fool of yourself all your life. What's it matter now? Hey. Oh, this is awkward. I wanted to talk to the star of the show. This is not King Stephen's show.
Oh, the Stephen.
I thought this was King Stephen's show. Stephen,
Hey, Tommy.
I got two things. We'll just get the dirty one out of the way. I used to really have a boner for the Hutts, that race of alien worm things. I will never get a boner for the Hutts after that thumbnail that I can't unsee now. So hideous. That thumbnail of what used to be a sexy Hutt worm creature from Dagobah, maybe? I don't want to trigger the nerds. Why would you put such a horrible face over a Java worm of sexiness?
Oh, the thumbnail of Bextra Large? Jabba the Bex?
Oh, that's what it. I wondered what
Yeah.
made me want to throw up a little bit in my
It's
mouth. when I
Jabba the
saw it.
Bex. It's Bextra Large over Yeah, it's Jabba the Bex. Jabba the Bex with a tiny arm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
So,
I don't want to assume the
I know
gender
this is.
though. It might not be a she. It could be a he.
So you got this co-host, Jack Talcott. He's like your co-host now. Does he realize he's bouncing around to like the Dow and Aaron Abke fucking false witnesses and still trying to claim that Jesus path? Because if Jack really is relying on the Dow to just get over and accept things, try two families that are never coming back in a war you'll never end.
Well, when I think of Jesus, I think of him whipping the money changers at the temple and turning
it's
over
beautiful.
the tables. That was the best
Beautiful.
part of the Bible for me. When that part.
Why have
I-
physical bodies if you can't pain and orgasm with them? Is that not half the thing that demons want to possess a body for?
Well, if I were to be Christ-like, I'd be whipping Voy and smacking him around right now. If to be
Boy,
Christ-like,
popularized for calling me a faggot Jew. Yeah, I remember that.
wait a
Boy
second.
thought he
What is
was going to
Panel
leave
verse?
for a long time. He thought he was going to come back and warm up to people like Bextra Large and totally reinvent himself. Doesn't work.
Is Ham Banana trying to copy you now? What's going on with his name here?
What's his
I
name?
just noticed. He just
I
joined.
got his point.
I'm a Lumatami now.
Panelverse
Hold on,
president.
Let me
Ham
flip
Banana.
my phone.
What is going on here today?
He's probably feeling a little trolly. Listen, Ham Banana, I'm going to give you I also came to tell Steven I'm going to take my turn now. Speaking of bodies, I'm about to draw a square chalk outline around an EBT card, and it probably won't get done in one stream or one episode. Lines crossed, shots fired. I showcased King Stephen wrecking CBO in his own house in the past. Now it's finally time. I'm going to stand up for RIP Davy Crocco and anybody else that realizes how retarded
Stand up,
they are.
Davy Crocco.
Yeah, lean into that, you old coot. You know that's one of your daddy's things, and you know that's your daddy's thing, and you're still looping it.
The old coot. I like that part.
Yeah,
old
that's
coot.
what he is.
Can we get back to Jack? Hey, Jack, what was this thing about Valentine's Day? I got a curious question for you. You're single, so how is your
Jack,
Valentine's
you
Day?
protected
What
these
is your-
people in the past. Don't forget that. We're not
Dude,
friends.
I just got hit on by Illumatami and Steffi at the same time. I feel like
It's
this.
amazing, isn't it?
He's
Yeah, I think
delusional.
I feel the Valentine's Day, dude. I do.
Yeah, yeah. It makes you feel wanted, doesn't it?
It does.
Let's get back on track. I think Jack wants the show back on track. He's not happy with the direction it's been going the past couple minutes. And Jack, what are your thoughts on Valentine's Day and these characters, these lonely characters on the show here? I think they're looking for dates. Honestly, think they came on here.
They're looking for love. We
Yeah,
are.
I'm looking for dates. I'm the guy up here. It's Valentine's Day, folks. Guess what? It's also my companion's birthday. Guess what? We also celebrate our anniversary on the same day. Fucking bitch ass slaves.
Wow. That doesn't sound very loving, though, El Perro. You've got work to do.
It sounds
no.
like there's
But
a lot
you
of.
forget you forget we love each other every day, every one of his days. We celebrate him in every day.
That is the message, and that's what I hope to actually truly live and share. The way of love. You've got plenty of reasons to celebrate today, that is for sure. And my own thoughts on Valentine's Day, I've said for a long time, I feel like I'm overdue for a love-struck relationship, an actual healthy love that she sees me, she knows me, she wants what I am, right? And I was thinking about that earlier, wondering, is God gonna allow Jack to find love by Valentine's Day?
Not with
Well,
Daisy, though, right?
no, not with Dave.
I'm sorry.
God bless
What,
her.
or Jubilee. Oh,
No,
El Perro. My goodness.
yeah.
What is this?
Yeah, there's been no. Well, I was wondering earlier, who is she going to be? I trust that there is a woman out there, and her life is preparing her to truly appreciate me.
Oh, that's her. That's her.
Well,
Huh?
I wonder if it will be one who I've met already, or if it'll be someone new, spontaneous. I'm open to all things.
I think what El Perro projected there was quite spontaneous, for a start.
Absolutely.
Here, the idea, though, to kind of swing it back to what El Perro's got. He's got plenty of reasons to stack a day today to celebrate love. We can all celebrate love. This is what I realized. We are all searching for love. There's general principles of what we're all designed with. We're complicated and absolutely contradictory in many ways. We want independence, and yet we also want to be part of the group. We want notoriety, and yet we want our privacy. We want all things, because that's the way the game is designed.
Each one of us wants to be a king, right?
Yes. So then
A few can be. A few can
how
be.
can we be worthy? That's what I always wondered. Because I thought to be a king, you must have wealth. You must have these other things that I didn't have. So I felt worthless for much of my life. Not that
You
I
make so
believe.
many steps, Jack, if I may interrupt.
What was that?
Because first you said that we want all these things, and then you started, first you spoke of yourself as we as a whole, and then you started to speak of yourself as the king. Like,
Yeah, you switch from second person, third person.
yeah, something like that. Like, what happened there? You lost me there. Did you notice? Did you notice?
You were lost before you got here, Voy.
I know. But I'm trying to connect you guys. With
Hello, Jake. How are you doing?
Hey, nice to meet you guys. This is the first. I just ran into this podcast randomly right now. I saw that you were that you had some people on, and I said, "Fuck it."
Good to have you here. I'm the co-host.
Oh, nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you. But yeah, I just randomly ran into
you.
this podcast. Like, I've never heard of you guys ever till right now. When I got home from work, and I was like, "Who are these dudes?"
I'm the president of the Panoverse we host.
Well,
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you, man.
Tell you what, I'm the Talcott guy. This is the thumbnail for today. Talcott for Fear Friday 2025. I figured this is a good Friday to start it. So welcome, Jake. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah,
what can we learn about?
Jake, are you part German? You have Trump 2024 behind you. Will you hail Talcott the Fuhrer right now? Will you throw up a hail? Hail Talcott?
Please.
I don't know what that means. You want me to throw my heart out to the crowd and shit?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing.
Please do. Please do.
Please pause. Jake, is there anything you want to share with us? Are you a creator online? You stream, you create? What do you do?
Oh yeah, well, yeah, I'm a streamer and I do mostly political content, bro. Yeah, I do a lot of political content from a right-wing perspective.
Are you streaming this now, right now?
No. I'm not planning to stream today. Actually, I got on stream with you guys right now just because I saw that you were I didn't know what the conversation was, just kind of about Valentine's Day and stuff. But I was like, oh, I don't know who these guys are or whatever. So I just decided to hop on before I start. I probably have a video to make later today, and then I think I'm going to go live tomorrow. So, oh, Hank, I know this guy.
Yes, I'm friends with Jake, so I'm
What's up?
I'm trying to keep him on the straight and narrow. So you trust Jack Talcott, and I'm fine speak to the rest of them, or actually you trust Alpero.
Trust her.
Good, pretty good. Rapping the clowns, they left. The other ones are kind of clownish.
Yeah. What's up, Hank? I haven't seen you in a while, man. Hope you're doing good.
Yeah, I'm always pretty busy.
I'm sure. Yeah. It's good, man.
Hey, thank you for joining sincerely. And I encourage you. I talk about a little bit of everything as well. My fascination is consciousness, human mind, and studying the history. I'm fascinated. Some of my favorite topics are politics, economics, religion.
Religion?
I stand against the ways of the world, man. And well, here, no joke, you do got the Trump banner behind you, and here's where my hope is at, man. I actually hope to have some conversations with him.
That's awesome, bro.
Right? It's I'd like to introduce myself to him and see what we can really do. He's a radical. I'm a radical.
Right on. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, dude. Yeah, like I said, I backed up Trump for a while. I get a lot of shit on it from liberals, and they're like, "You suck, Trump's cock." The typical attacks, whatever. Don't give a shit, really. But they have no arguments against the Trump arguments. They have really no arguments on that. So I do debating online too. So I'll scrap with some of these liberals on politics and stuff. So it's fun.
So do you like all the poster points that Trump is making, in the last few days?
Bobby Kennedy. I'm not gonna
like claiming Greenland and renaming the Gulf of Mexico. Those kind of poster points.
I don't mind the Gulf of Mexico being called the Gulf of America. It's kind of like whatever. But it just makes it badass. Like, fuck it. It's a better name than Gulf of Mexico. Yeah. It's a way better name.
Right,
and it pisses off the liberals, so that makes me happy too. They piss off the liberals and they're just crying about it. That's just hilarious. But
that's how you get your rocks off.
Yeah, it's funny. It's fucking funny. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't care if it's called the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America. But what do you call it? As far as like his move on Gaza, like purchasing Gaza, I'm not too big of a fan on that. I don't mind the Greenland thing because that can benefit us. But as far as Gaza goes, I'm not too sure what direction he's going to go with that. currently, so I'm kind of curious to see where
So
that
I
lands.
wonder if he's going to spend taxpayer money or his own personal money.
Well, that's what I think. Dude, here's the thing. If they're going to rebuild Gaza, they're going to just take out the rubble and create the buildings, etc. I don't want to pay for that stuff. I don't want the American people, our taxpayer money, to go into that. I'd rather have Israel pay for the reconstruction of Gaza if they're going to go that direction.
Do you care if they're displaced, all these Palestinian people, beyond the money? Let's say they use Hank's money. I know he doesn't have the money to fund it, but let's say they use Hank's money. Do you care about the people being displaced from their homes?
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't know if I'm a big fan of that. To because where are you going to relocate them? I think they talked about Jordan,
Panama.
and
We're going to relocate to Panama because we need to. I mean, we take over Panama because we don't want China to make money. So we'll move the Palestinians to Panama, right?
Panama.
What?
I mean,
yeah, sure. That's Trump's him, right?
well, I heard they were going to move them to either Jordan or Egypt, but I don't think those countries are even going to want the people.
Yeah,
of
that
Gaza.
doesn't make sense. They don't
It
want to
doesn't
go
really
there.
make sense. Yeah, they don't want to go there, and I
Well,
don't think the people there want them.
They
And
can sell them
Jake-
as slaves, you know.
And Jake,
They'll
you
buy
said
'em.
about renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Do you not like tacos? Like, do you have
Yeah.
something against tacos? Tacos
Yes.
are delicious.
They are.
What's
Well,
wrong with tacos?
I'm Hispanic, so yeah, I definitely love.
Oh, okay,
I
you're
love tacos.
Hispanic.
Yeah, I'm Hispanic.
Oh, I love tacos more than
So
you
do I.
do.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably.
Yeah, plus Trump said he wants to take over Canada, and King Stephen lives in Canada. So once Trump takes
No,
over Canada,
you're
he gets to spend your
confused,
money.
Jake. You're confused, Hank. I'm dual citizen. I live in Detroit. You're confused. You just listen to the panel verse. You don't go by facts. You
Oh,
got to
you're
start
dual
paying
citizen.
attention.
That
I've said
means-
it many times. Pay attention.
Yeah,
I'm
that
dual
means-
citizen. That means I can live. No, hold on, don't interrupt. It means I can live in both places.
Oh,
I can
that's
own property
interesting.
and houses in both
If
places.
you paused, I would appreciate. Okay, thank you. Let's join back to where we are.
You're welcome. Hello, Tarek. Welcome to the show.
You're not
Steve, how are
helping,
you?
please, at this moment. You're
I'm
missing
trying,
the
Jack. I'm
point
sorry. I
here.
yield.
I
yield.
realize
Go ahead.
that, right?
Go ahead.
I want to point out what I consider to be a pretty big, obvious red flag with many of our conservative or Republican-minded political ideas. The reliance on the Federal Reserve. It's an
Amen.
equation that has to be addressed. The entire system of legality for the governments and the corporations, it's to protect the game of monopoly.
Yes. Amen, Jack. Let's end the Fed. Now,
Yes.
are we in agreement here on the show? Is anyone
Well-
in disagreement? Or is anyone bringing disagreements towards Jack? Do you have any disagreements?
Yeah, I
Well-
mean, yeah, I don't really find that to be a problem. We've seen that the federal or the feds have been pretty dishonest, especially when the J6 insurrection, is that what they're calling it, happened. And there's a lot of fishy shit. I don't mind, especially with the Doge, and they're kind of auditing a lot of these government or federal government facilities. I don't mind that. I think that's a good thing, and I think we should definitely investigate the Federal Reserve, and see exactly what the issues are and fix them from there.
Jack,
Well,
was
we had
tolerant.
to
not you.
investigate those because they're abusing their admin permissions, pretty much taking all the
Hank,
federal records into an AI.
Hank, please pause. Sorry to interrupt, but I mentioned this earlier today too regarding Doge. It is time for enlightenment to be part of the focus of our society.
Yeah.
Hello.
Transparency.
Enlightenment,
And
not
Trump.
just- not just
Jack, are you
transparency,
for Doge?
enlightenment.
Are you for Doge, Jack?
Hey, there's others who are trying to jump in here, and I'll be respectful. Some of you know that you're not really here to help me, and if that's you, let's make some space.
Jack, I can get down, even though I'm here to try to engage. I can get down.
Oh no, Jack, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. I just want to make sure I came up and paid tribute. Mein Führer. Have a good day, brother. Be blessed, everyone.
Yeah, have a good one, man.
I'll bounce too, Tarek, Jack. Although I'm not here to disrupt or anything, I am here for good causes. But much love, brother.
Respect. I appreciate that. Thank you. And I don't mean to be like that, but you know, let's have a variety. And if we're not really engaged, we can just participate. I don't know. I'm grateful to have this many guests, these many people showing up, because you know, the topic, Valentine's Day, commercialized. Love has been sold. The idea of love has been sold in these romance movies and all this craziness that people create or make up.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome, brother. Good to see you again.
You know, Jack, I was working, but I had to ask you, my friend, on the day of St. Valentine's, we're talking about love. You're a father, you know, you've been in love. Now, in the name of God, don't you think love for God is your mission now? It's not trying to find another Eve or Lilith, pardon my language.
Love is the mission. It's for us all. But here's what I know for a fact. Self-love, if we can't find self-love, honest love, genuine love in ourselves, just in our being, we've got nothing to offer. It'll just be pretend. We'll go through the motions and we'll say the words, oh, I love you. What we really do is we become attached. And these attachments create codependency. Codependency keeps us enslaved.
No, but those words that you said there, like "I love you," like people feel obliged to say on Valentine's Day. They don't mean anything today. I mean, come on. And that's
He's
why
so cynical.
They offer that refuge for the broken morality of our time. Yeah.
Jack, do you find that cynical, his message, or do you find it empowering? It's just kind of a downer. He's kind of a downer, isn't he?
No, it's not cynical.
Jake agrees. Jake
it's
agrees.
Just an observation,
I mean,
More so, I think, you know, outside of the realm of trolling Jack, I think it's really a question to be asked on the day of the celebratory love, whether it's a business or whatnot. You know, what is love? Is codependent? Hey, chill. Is codependent? Sorry, I got my German Shepherd in my
man.
office is driving me crazy. Okay.
You have a German Shepherd in your law firm? That's interesting.
Yeah. I think he's here to troll Jack. He said trolling
No,
Jack. So.
please. No, actually, he's been very supportive.
but you know, go ahead, Jack.
No, please go ahead, Jake.
No, I was gonna actually bounce off of I don't know how to pronounce his name. But yeah, I was gonna bounce.
AJ, here, take AJ.
Yeah, I was gonna bounce off of his idea here, but yeah, there's different types of love, or at least as what I understood of how Plato described love. He describes it as the love that you have for family, which is different than the love that you'll have for a romantic partner, and then there's the love that you have for God. These are all three different types of love. Now, if you can find a balance on that in life, I think that's the way to go. From romance to relationships with others, as far as family and friends, and then of course the love for God. Now, the way Valentine's promotes themselves, it's purely on the romantic side of love, and it's a marketing thing, right? You make people make a lot of money off of Valentine's Day. However,
thank you for understanding me. Thank you for hearing me. But yeah. That's what I wanted to say. And
yeah.
Well, no, great point, brother. And sorry for the interruption. Protect the canines for you, but it's just that's the concept, right, Jack? At what stage of life does a human have to understand what is the most important love? And for what you do, Jack, I think it goes to show Maybe your love needs to transition to something greater and not look for the codependency through another human being. Because let's be honest, you've been through that, right? Some of us young folks, we're still in that transition. You're there and you've succeeded it, graduated it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I like his point of like codependency, because I feel like a lot of young people nowadays, they tend to get attached to a particular individual very quickly, like the codependency that he's talking about. I think a person should be codependent specifically if you're married and you stay married. That's the codependency that you should strive for, right? As a man, you need to sacrifice yourself for your wife, and a wife should be submissive to the man and follow the man and make the man greater on his goals. That's the true part about love.
And
that
submit.
I think,
Yes.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I think
Yeah.
a lot of people don't even talk about these days.
Yeah.
They don't talk about it
But
because
let
it's
Jack
equality.
jump in here. He had a
that's-
thought.
I mean,
Let Jack jump in.
It's not only. I will jump in here. Sorry, Jack. Even though you were admitted by your son,
Yeah.
by your co-host.
No.
It's the woman can actually do that to a man, right? She can make the man greater. It's not her task, but she can.
You
do
don't
that.
have a woman, though. Let Jack jump in, please. He's been
Let him-
waiting to speak.
I appreciate that, but please let him finish his thought.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I
Was that it?
appreciate the interruption.
Is that all you had to say?
Yeah, that's all.
It is true that there's a perfect design to us individually and balance between the masculine, the feminine, those things in their purity, they're divine. There is a divine aspect of the masculine and the feminine, and we each physically play these different roles out. Now, what I think the idea is for true healthy love to avoid that codependency, when with the word submissive, I get it, I understand it, but I'm not so much about that as I am the willingness of cooperation, because a healthy relationship is two wholes becoming not just 100%, infinitely greater.
You got to fill both holes.
Jack's talking holes. Jack's talking
Holy
holes.
cow, banana. Banana, man. You're still going with
weird.
that.
Naughty love.
Speaking of that, flow state.
Jack, if I may interrupt, Jake said something that, and I watched Jake a little bit on his channel and a little bit on Andrew. You said something about balance the love between God and your wife and your kids, right? But to my knowledge, in the Christian religion, especially in the Orthodox, which I believe you also follow, is God comes first, the man is next, and there's an order, hierarchy. So how would you balance the three? I'm confused.
How would, okay, hold on. Well, first off, I'm not Orthodox. However,
I know
yeah.
you're not. I know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. As far as like you're talking about the order of God, like God, man, women, and children.
Yeah, the body, yeah.
Yeah. So that would have to do with like the household order, right? It's the man that is the head, the Christ. The woman is the body, right? So the woman would, in that case, follow the man, the head, right? And this is usually how traditional Christian marriages work. I'm just saying, like these days, a lot of people don't necessarily find that to be appealing. Like what Jack was saying, like the word submissive kind of feels like a bad term, especially to women, you know. But I don't find it. The what?
It isn't though. It isn't.
It isn't though. Yeah, it isn't. That's the thing. But I think the term submissive is kind of like a bad word when it comes to women. But I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing for women to follow. And I think with the feminist messaging that tells women to go get your bag because one day that man is going to leave you and then therefore you're not going to have any money. It's all necessary. It's all one big lie that they push upon this. And I think this is why we have a lot of issues when it comes to relationships moving forward. The mentality is just very different, right? So, but yeah, as far as like the Christ head, that's how it should be. That's how it ought to be anyways.
Yes. So Jake, would you describe yourself as a Christian conservative Hispanic? Would you, since you're a Trumper, you're conservative, right? Conservative Hispanic. So are you against gay love like Voy and Dusty there below you? Is that?
Yeah, I am against gay love. Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that shouldn't be the. Yeah, you
Good.
shouldn't
That's
do that.
unnatural.
Does
I
that
agree.
does that
Unnatural.
bother you,
Unnatural.
Steven?
Right.
You and
Are you
Boyan,
are you a staunch gay love advocate?
I'm anti-gay. I'm against your gay love. I saw your grinder ad, Dusty, and it's very. You got to stop doing that in the shower, all that stuff. That's not
Okay,
good.
with the
Not
mouth.
good.
Let me feedback sincerely. The part that was a red flag for me was the "oh good." Oh, good, you have an opinion. Oh, good, your opinion matches mine. Oh, good, we're on
No,
this
Jack, I
side,
was being kind. That's
that
all.
side. I know.
Okay.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what you're doing. I'm just saying, look at ourselves. Humanity is a shit show. Look at social media. Sincerely, it's
Well, look at
us.
Dusty and Boy. I mean,
Aye.
they're showing
Eyes
it.
in the Congress. Aye.
It's us, man. We are who God created to be alive at this time. And there's spiritual battles being conducted. They've been played out through generations. And we've got within us this dark level of stupidity that's always a potentiality for us every moment of the day. But as long as we pay attention to what we're doing, to what we're feeling, what we're sensing from around us, we can accomplish amazing things. It's when we get nervous and we start listening not only to our inner doubts, but the doubts of those around us. That's where we start believing in stupid stuff like, here's the downside to this submissive relationship in a marriage. Many women, due to poverty mindset and financial access, many women will convince themselves to stay in these unhealthy, controlling, abusive relationships that are approved by the religious.
But Jack, was your wife controlling and abusive towards you? Would you? Because sometimes the reverse happens, right? It isn't just women staying in.
Well, hold on. This is what's funny to me. Why do we have to make it personal? We're talking about the concept of societal issues. This is what you guys do. You're like little vipers. And you wait for the moment to make it about him.
You figured out the game.
And you're the guy listen, you little nasally fuck. I've been listening to you for weeks. Shut up. Stop making it about Jack. Let's talk about the concept. Why would paternity test? Let me just finish this. I've been muted. I've been muted. Let's be respectful. Why would paternity test exist? Why would paternity tests exist if there wasn't flaws on both sides of the coin? You guys are sitting here making it personal. Let's talk about your ex-girlfriends, your wives. But no, let's not do that.
This guy's retarded.
Actually,
he is.
Oh, that's exactly what I am, because I derail your nonsensical high school dropout.
You're not derailing anything. You're not derailing anything. You're acting a fool right now. You are.
No, he's right.
He's absolutely right.
He's calling out the tactics of manipulation. You don't even see yourself doing it, Stephen.
Yeah, he does.
It's not manipulation, Jack. I'm just saying it works.
It's
both
fetal
ways.
alcohol syndrome. How much did your mom drink?
It isn't just that wives are controlling. He's taking insults, but listen, Jack, it isn't just one way. It's both ways. You admitted that your wife was controlling. Your wife cheated on you. It isn't just poor women that. Yeah, so you agree. It works both ways.
Yeah, there's no argument. But
well, there you go. I'm not manipulating at all.
Stephen, you're deflecting from what AJ pointed out. The tendency has been, right, rather than focus on the topic and the point of that, it immediately came to a personal, Jack, what about you and your embarrassing stories?
Jack, I wasn't trying to embarrass you. I was responding to, what's his name, AJ? Is that Flo's gay lover? Is that Dusty? He hangs out over there. It is. He's his brown fat lover.
It's his
Look at Dusty.
autistic
Look at
fetal
his
alcohol
face. It's written
obsession.
all over his face. Dusty, I've seen your Grinder ads, a meme now. It's all over the place.
Steven.
My
You seen
Grinder
that
ad.
yet? Yeah, your
You're
Grinder
mad.
ad.
Did
Your
you see
Grindr ad.
Did you see
You're gay,
Backdoor
dude.
Envy?
You've been called out.
Steven.
You're in the shower. You came out of the closet.
But you're
Go ahead,
watching
Jack.
it,
Go
bro.
ahead.
You're watching
Let's get
it.
back
Yeah,
to Jack.
you're
I don't wanna
watching it.
talk to you.
Come
This
on.
faggot Flo, I don't want to talk to him anymore. Let's
Ooh,
get back
there's
to
a
this
hard
guy.
app there, buddy.
You guys just hate Flo. This is what I've seen. I've seen a lot of
It's
self-loathing
just
white
Steven.
men. A lot of self-loathing white men that want to be like Jack and Flo.
Boy,
That's what I see.
Yeah, the white man's
Come
gonna
on,
get
Jack's
there.
trying to make it personal. This is okay, Jack.
White men.
You're advertising my channel. I'm streaming it now.
You should thank Jack then.
Okay, try to play it. Golly gee.
Hello,
Castle,
hello.
I'm the king. You're the dirty rascal. I'm the king of the castle. Jack's the dirty rascal. I'm the king of the castle. Jack's the dirty rascal. I'm the king of the castle. I'm the king. Jack's the dirty rascal.
God, cope much?
What is that?
King Steven,
can
you
we-
say something about moves?
Can you share my screen, Jack?
I think he left.
Backdoor entry.
What the heck?
Zero
Yeah, this is
tolerance.
Steven. Look at him. Look at his big fat neck rolls right there on the front of backdoor entry. What a slut.
It's a very sassy picture. It's very sassy.
It is sassy. It's sassy. It's shirtless. It's kind of, yeah, looking longingly into your eyes.
Oh my
The internet
goodness.
is undefeated, gentlemen. The internet is undefeated.
Run for the hills. Oh my goodness.
So, Jack, can I ask you a question? We can take it back to actually a good subject real quick, because I heard Jake also say something about Trump buying Palestine, and he thinks it's not in the good interest of them to buy it and let Israel do it. But I didn't hear him say anything about like ethnic cleansing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it kind of feels like that, right? It kind of does. Because to be perfect, I mean, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about Israel here.
Yeah,
I know it's a kind of a touchy subject, but
We
yeah,
were just- we were just beating down on Steven. Come on, guys. And
yeah.
Well, it's kind of, and gentlemen, it's kind of weird. And Jack says it's kind of weird that Trump is almost like saying, yes, they're going to take people. Egypt's going to take people. Jordan's going to take people. It's going
Yeah,
to be
I don't
great.
think
It's
that's
gonna be
true.
amazing.
I don't think that's
It's gonna be
true.
awesome. And they're like, no, we're not. He's like, yes, they
Fuck
are.
no.
And they're like, no, we're not. So like, I'm not exactly sure where Trump is getting that this is a done deal, because the other countries are saying, no, we don't want them.
Oh,
We don't
well,
want.
But Trump's kind of just a big bully, so he makes people agree to stuff they want all the time.
He's good at negotiating if he can get them to do it, but who knows how good of a life they're gonna live over there in Jordan or Egypt, especially because they're a different type of Palestinians, man. I have no idea what type of discrimination they might undergo over there, but
And the thing, Trump doesn't really care. He doesn't. He just wants to stuff his way.
Well,
But
that's
you
what I'm
care.
saying. Like, it seems like he's gonna give it to Israel.
And
you
you
know?
care too, right? Trump doesn't care, but you care. And the other guy that's talking to, you care. At least you care.
Well,
Thank
I
you,
mean,
guys.
the thing is this:
Thank you guys.
America
for caring
and
for Gaza and Israel, they depend on your care so much. They do.
Are you
we're
saying
talking about this is Palestine
Well, I
and
don't know
Israel.
if TOS would. I don't know if TOS would allow it, but AIPAC is a huge part of why we're so close to them, right?
Yeah, exactly. And they get donations from the Democrats and the Republicans.
Exactly.
They're in the pocket of the government in general, bro. Like I mean, I don't want. If you guys want to go into the
Yeah,
subject,
no,
there's a reason why.
Actually,
Yeah.
let
no,
me
not
jump
really.
in here because this is something that I've been sharing. It's common knowledge. If you just look at the facts, America has become this colony of Israel. We're funding what they're doing. We're paying for the militarization, for the genocide of innocent men and women and children right now. Donald Trump and Joe Biden, they've been playing these characters. They've both supported of the criminal activity of Netanyahu and his posse. And seriously, behind all these government agencies, it's a number of combinations. It's the banking lies, the Federal Reserve, that profits are more important than human lives. That's the first part. And then the second part is apathy. The masses are saying, well, it's not me. It's not, the problem doesn't affect me until it affects me. But there is an attack on freedom.
I think it's very interesting because when we think about the American dream, it's so capitalist oriented, and it's all about money. It's all about success, generational evolution. And it's very intriguing what you just said without going into detail. Our assets and allegiances, you know, when people say we got the strongest military in the world, who does that military really represent? Is it the people, by the people, for the people, or is it what Jack's talking about? Very based comment, Jack. Holy crap.
I mean, they do not have the best military in the world. Not the toughest. They do have very good. No, they do have very good military special operations.
We spend more money than the next 9 countries combined. Is all I was trying to say.
Yeah. In other words, we have one of the biggest militaries in the world. I think the second biggest is what, Russia, or I think it's
the
Russia.
largest. The largest would be China.
It's China.
Okay, China.
But they're paper dragon, and people
they are.
People forget about India. India has an enormous army. India.
China only started building an army 10 years ago. Well, 15 years ago. It didn't even have an army 15 years ago. So an army that's built like 200 years ago is a totally different thing than an army is built 10 years ago. Okay.
Well, of course, but I think we're moving the goalposts. You have to understand all these militaries for these other countries we're discussing have a benevolent or malevolent bias for their nationalism. Whereas in our country, there's a clear leverage being handed out to people who don't necessarily have the best interests in heart for our people.
Let me ask you something this. If I can ask one question. You ever notice that whenever they interview troops that are overseas, the troops are like, why are we here? But the media pushes the importance of why they're there, but the troops on the ground are like, we shouldn't even be here. Does that make sense to you, gentlemen?
Great, Mike. No. Hey, Mike, please, when I do try and speak, please allow me to speak. Please allow me to interrupt you. Okay?
I don't think I cut you off, Jake, but I'm sorry.
So, you weren't aware. But these ideas, the words that I'm speaking, I was a part of the military. I went through the programming, the indoctrination, you know, the idea of I'm here to serve and die. And if that means service means bringing death, well, that's what I volunteered for. I played that role. And it is time for the people to take away the option of militarization. We're spending the United States. It's no secret. It's just people are in denial about what's happening. There is so much ridiculous spending, money just thrown at the Pentagon, at these covert operations hidden by non-disclosure agreements. Good young men and women, brilliant, taking oaths. Why? Because we've been brainwashed. It's up to us. I swear to God, there's got to be a way to get some consciousness into society, to bring some actual care and integrity into the corporatism that is America.
Yes, sir. Jack, may I ask a question to you, sir?
Please.
Do you think that the two-party system that's clearly been corrupted, and people that are well-researched enough understand this, regardless of who you vote for, liberal or conservative, Democrat or Republican, the ball kind of ends in the same goal. So do you think this Doge, Department of Government Efficiency, Elon Musk situation is the only way we can change things? By just having this absolute unorthodox method of accountability in our government and just, you know what, this doesn't seem like democracy, but it's happening. And I often refer people to World War I and II, whether it was the League of Nations after Germany was abdicated, and there was all these bans put on them from trading, and then World War II started. You had it, with the Socialist Party with an Austrian soldier named Adolf Hitler. You're not supposed to say the name, sorry, but this is history. This is education. And I think right now we're looking at a time in our society where things are getting so bad that some radical nationalism is taking dominance. And it's not just in America. You see it all over Europe. You see it all over Asia, Southern America. Yeah.
It's happening, brother. And this is the thing. We've got to realize we're not helpless. Individually, we are. But I've said this recently I've said this in a recent live stream before. I truly believe that there is an awakening. There's a spiritual revival that, the truth is coming into the light. And I feel like online, as a creator here on the online YouTube community, that this is what we are. We are the radical ideas that are coming forth. And when we start uniting, we will realize how much power we have. We are the majority, the people who want a cleansing from the corruption.
Well, of course. Yeah. Well, of course.
Is that the right way? It's a way. The true way is going to be public oversight. That's the key.
And I think that's what Doge is doing. Especially in the first couple of weeks. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Exactly. And I think philosophically, I disagree with it, because when you look at prophecy, if you believe in these things, right, you might just call me a crazy person. But when you look at prophecy, it's meant to get worse. It's a cyclical spiritual transition. And this is just how it's going to go. There's people that will delay it because of their well-intentioned agenda, but it's just going to go in that direction. And I have to say, Jack, it's common sense to me. The conundrum is simply this. We're in this situation now because of the fact that we've been given so much free will. And it always boils back down to free will. It's the question of how much are we allowed to do without, reconciliation.
When you say free will, do you mean like rights that the government gives us? Is that like?
In the sense that I've brought this up before, but like I said earlier, the trolls are great at taking over the panel here. When it was in my first year of law school, it was actually a Native professor who discussed the Native genocide, and also brought up, it's considered the most silent genocide of history, the Native genocide in the American continent. And he was one of the few attorneys from his tribe, like in Native culture in that state. Like, a lot of these people don't become attorneys or doctors. And so he had his explanations for that. And what he explained to me was, you have a first 100,000 theory. And until we can debunk that situation, all these other theories that people have, whether it's on YouTube platforms, other social media platforms, it's never going to be as effective as 100,000 people showing up to the Capitol and they're willing to sacrifice their reputation, their livelihood, whatever they have to their name, just to be able to fight for the future of our freedom as human beings that have God-given rights. So we've never been able to produce, I guess, the 6th of January, I'll stop there, is a great example, and we all know how that played out. But we've never had that kind of revolutionary impact in this country, especially since its foundation outside of the Civil War. Like, you've seen it with the French Revolution in Europe.
Sure this was a yes
I think
no
that's the
question,
point where, yeah, go ahead.
It was like a yes or no question. You want to ask him the question?
You can't yes or no these things. I'm sorry.
I know, but you're talking for like a half hour, dude. You're going off like a half hour.
Listen, a lot of you YouTube guys are just looking for content and drama. But if we're going to talk about real issues, we need to discuss them. We need to discuss these real issues. Like, I don't want to argue and yell over you guys. So what Jack is saying is very important, but when are we going to get enough people to give up the system of control that we reside in to where it's actually effective? That's all I'm trying to say, and I'll meet up now. Thank you, Jack.
That question, it's one that I really started kind of wondering for myself. The more I started looking into history, the founding fathers, the revolutionary ideas of breaking free from a monarch that was taxing and oppressing the people without much true benefit. What a concept. Holy cow. So yeah, America's founded by these brilliant, radical ideas of freedom and reform and justice. And along the way, it got corrupted, right? I lost my train of thought. Sorry, there was another part to what you brought up.
Yeah, I have an answer. So a lot of times these people, and you know from our interaction with the Poundverse, they'll hold on to power for their dear lives. So sometimes we'll probably either have to just take it from them and redistribute it, or we'll just have to go second system and ignore them.
Here, I think it was Thomas Paine, or it was someone, an author, a philosopher from the past. Wherever there is oppression, that is my land, because that's why I exist, is to share freedom. And the citizens here in America, by the declaration of the Constitution and the independence, by the documents that were passed down to us, we have, as it's written, the freedom for liberty, life, the pursuit of happiness. And along with that liberty, it comes with a responsibility. We are obligated by duty, by honor, to stand against any government infringement upon our freedoms. And it's long overdue. But here's the thing. We've had enough examples from the past, enough wars and conflicts have been overcome through peaceful means. We've had the examples of Gandhi, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., right? We've had other greats who came before us. I envision another January 6th, but by invitation, where we have real adult conversations, a voice or voices from the people, and there's people better than me, but if we can get this idea going, let's get a voice of reason into the administration of Congress so they understand the urgency. It's time. It's time to end the genocide in Israel. It's time to end the concentration camps of the Uyghurs in China. It's time to stand, right?
Well,
I don't know. That's the first January 6th is why I dropped Trump in the first place, because I'm not a fan of these insurrections. It's bad for peace. It's bad for business. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, to be perfectly honest, I think we need to focus on right now the homeland before we can help others, like the Uyghurs over there in China, and I'll even say this: I don't want any troops on the ground over there in Gaza. I don't want any troops on the ground over there in Ukraine. I think we have a lot of problems here in the United States, and I think Donald Trump with the Doge program is helping out. The fact that we can now look these things up and see where they're putting our taxpayer money is huge, because now public opinion can force Congress into taking out a lot of these misuse of money. And I think we need to start now here in our homeland, and before we can help others, Jack. So, I mean, for me personally, it's America first, and we need to focus here. And then we could start talking about, helping out the Uyghurs and anything like that. But I just, at this point, I think we need to focus more here and covering our borders, etc.
Agreed.
No
but I
disagreement.
agree with you for the most part. I think what you're saying is overall good. But yeah.
I see that America has this opportunity, and frankly, Donald Trump is already on this path. He's coming in as a radical. He's bringing change one way or another. He's exposing what he's doing, right? So it's time. It is time. America has this amazing opportunity. It's grown and developed through the logistics and financial power, the manipulation of legalese. America is a supremacy in the world already. Yeah. Now, Donald Trump is focused on American supremacy, but what's it mean to be an American? That's the question, and what I want people to really consider. It's not about wealth.
Christian, one nation found under God, and I think that's the biggest issue we deal with as secure, good-faced people, whether you're an agnostic, an atheist. I've always said I have great conversations with atheists about the universe and religion. It's very riveting. Because you deal with the same boring Bible thumping nonsense on the other side. It's very hard to find that, right? Whether you're a good faith Buddhist, Taoist, Muslim, Christian, Sikh, whatever you are, we all understand that false prophets are afoot. in this day and age. So I think that's what kind of steers us from total blind faith. And also, you had that whole like JFK Jr. is alive and people showing up in Dallas to see him come back. So it's very easy, Jack, to get into that Jim Jones kind of fan base, right? And I try to look and see for accountability. And I'll say this, and it's never been refuted to this day. I believe Donald Trump is a symptom of the disease in our politics, which is corruption. So it's hard to blame somebody who is a symptom of the said disease, which is why the problem even exists, on why it's happening. Like Donald Trump is not our enemy here. You got to understand that. That's all I have to say about
That's
him.
actually, dude, that's actually a fantastic way of putting it, because you have to
funny.
realize in
It's
the
funny.
Barack
It might also be fantastic, but it's funny too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's ironic, right? Because even during the Barack Obama, what did Barack Obama do for us? He put men in women's bathrooms, right? That's like the shit that people remember him for. And I think the woke culture really got amplified during the Barack Obama terms, and especially his second term, to the point where people got tired of it. And then they elected Donald Trump because he was politically incorrect. And I'm not saying his first run was perfect. It wasn't. He should have got the wall done his first 2 years. That didn't happen. But nevertheless, he was new at it. He wasn't perfect. Now he knows he's not going to get reelected this time around, and he's doing it. He's working so fast. In fact, I saw a CNN post about his approval rates. He's at his highest approval rate. He's the most popular he has ever been throughout like the past fucking 8 years or 10 years or so, bro. Like, he is on the rise, and I think a lot of people are waking up to the point where now we're completely tired of it. And we saw that even with the minority groups, the Hispanics. We had more Hispanics vote for Donald Trump more than ever before in 2016 and 2020. And we saw that with the black community. We see this all across the board, people getting behind Donald Trump because he ain't taking any more bullshit from these Democrats and these corrupt government officials. Especially with the Doge, and he admits it. We need to be the superpower of the world. We're not going to take any shit from the rest of the world. Tariffs, baby.
Well, consider how much influence of the WWE may be involved in some of this, because this is all theatrics. You create the evidence for an enemy, and then you get the people to give you more power. It's the same thing that happened throughout history. This political nonsense. I see Donald Trump, praise God, people see, I've looked for good because there's been enough people who see his good. So I can see the good in him. He's a product of society. Sure. And here's what I think is possible. I know how it sounds. There is only the one, Jesus, the Christ. But I personally model myself after him. And I actually think today, as imperfect as I am, and with a clear record of my past, I am nothing like Jesus, right? So you could say I'm his antithesis, as is with Donald Trump. I haven't risen to positions of leadership. I don't have the wealth and the support and the influence of others, but you know what? I understand leadership like Christ. I want to speak to Donald Trump, real life, right?
I mean, you gotta. That's not being very humble. You know, you're saying that you cannot be Trump, but you can be Christ. That's what you said there.
No, he said he couldn't be Christ.
Yeah, that's what he said before. Yeah, but I don't want to catch you on words necessarily.
I'm saying, Voy, I'm saying that I'm a man who's much more similar to Jesus Christ than Donald Trump is.
Yeah,
and yet he's the one who's been treated as this king on earth. And I'm suggesting Donald Trump and Elon Musk are evidence of America today. It's the oligarchy right in front of us. The oligarchy is moving in, telling us they're cleaning house, but they're making more investments in themselves.
Let me get this clear. You want to be part of the oligarchy too, Jack?
You're going to believe whatever you want. And if that's the narrative you want me to stand against, come on, dude.
No, but don't you see?
If I can believe whatever I want, where are you trying to market yourself to them? Would they believe whatever they want to, or we can have change?
I didn't understand the question, Hank.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
I
are they
think
going to
there's a
believe whatever they want to,
misunderstanding.
or are we going to change something?
I think there's a
believe we're gonna
misunderstanding there, Hank, because the misunderstanding is simply this. When you're looking at like a car or a plane or even something as simple as an iPhone, there's so many parts and pieces that combine the device itself, right? So I think what Jack's trying to
Oh, you cut out.
Froze up on us.
Yeah, we lost you.
Yeah, I want actual change. That's only change.
Sorry
Jack,
about
because
that.
golf cart, I don't really give a crap.
Yeah, I think in order to work or have some compatibility in a system, there needs to be some, engagement, right? Like you're not gonna if you create a completely alienated system, it's just like defeats the whole purpose. So I think what he's trying to say is it's not necessarily that this is like the only way, but it's the way. Like this is the way now, and so you got to work. Like you got to be adverse in these situations. If it's not the way you want it, so what? Life's not fair. You have to be adverse. You got to figure out how you can adjust accordingly for the environment,
I want to believe that we can be a big influence in the environment. And I believe the environment I've experienced, it's this whole world, man. We are all part of this world. Mother Earth. Back to this idea of America, cleaning house within first. Truly, it's like doing as an individual, it's like doing the shadow work. We need to look within America to see where we're broken, and let's start admitting where we're broken and stop enabling the disease of poverty and oppression, exploitation. The government's failed to protect the citizens from the demons of corporation and taxation.
And
what
that's
Donald
and that's the reason why government was actually installed, right?
Well, there's good and bad within all things. This is the game of life. It's a wonderful experience that God, one source of expression of light and energy. We're a part of the universe. We are the part of this present time. All of the past history, it just brought us to where we're at today. But by the grace of God, I get to be who I am. I live in a safe suburb, a nice community. I'm blessed to have a house greater than I need. I have technology and food and flavor and spices. I can transport myself very easily, right?
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
What I realized is we can have everything we need and still be miserable. And I used to live that life as an alcoholic and as, a dutiful employee. I believed in the American dream and I was without hope and faith. But today, who I am, man, it's Valentine's Day and I'm a man who's all about love.
And here we are just loving each other, right? Listening to each other.
I mean, I just met you guys, man. Yeah, I like you, but
it's only Valentine's Day, dude. I mean, it's only the first day.
Okay, all right, whatever, man. But yeah, I'm not big on Valentine's Day, but yeah, I mean, it's good, Spend some time with your significant other. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Jack, I got a question for you or Jake or both actually. I mean, I'm sure Jake and you both know, like, they're all actors of the state. Doesn't matter if it's Trump, Biden, Republican. Doesn't matter who's representing who for the people. They're all actors. They're all in the act of acting. And then I don't understand like how people don't see the play. I know Jack sees it, and that's why he just said earlier that they're both playing the same game. So
what do you define as
are
acting,
you,
though? What does that mean
in
exactly?
terms of whatever play they're playing, the club. Let's just say it this way. it's a pay-to-play, and only the club members will be involved, and everybody else has to adapt to it, maybe, or understand what they're doing, and maybe they don't. I have no clue. But I see what's happening. All I'm saying is, do people think like their votes matter? Votes don't really matter. Like when you guys start talking about the Republican, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I've ran across a lot of people that say, well, your vote doesn't matter. Why bother voting, right? Well, here's the thing. If, let's say, us as Trump supporters, we said, you know, our vote doesn't matter. Let's just not vote. Do you think Trump would have won this past election?
No.
So I guess our vote does matter.
It matters in the play. Exactly, Jake.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So
it's
yeah,
all
the overall.
Yeah.
So the people did elect Donald Trump, and we elected him there to, I guess you could say, drain the swamp, right? He didn't do a good job his first time around. But again, I think he's keeping a lot of his promises right now, and why we put him in there with the mass deportations and his program with Doge, right? So, I mean, I get you. It feels like a WWE because politics is so hyperbolic these days. People say, well, say ridiculous shit to go viral. I totally get you there. It's okay. Very hyperbolic. Totally understandable. But at the same time, I think a lot of people kind of gravitate towards politics because it's so hyperbolic. And we need as many people as possible to get into this space and have these conversations. I think the hyperbolicness is a good thing. And this is a reason why I like Trump, because he was politically incorrect. And I get it. Yes, he's not like Jesus. He doesn't, speak a certain way or with grace. But at the same time, there's times where Jesus wasn't necessarily the nicest guy ever, bro. So I'm just saying, I think it's a good thing with the hyperbolicness because it gets more people into the conversation. And more people to educate themselves and have these types of debates and conversations.
Okay, that makes
just
sense.
my opinion on that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, but I understand that. I get you. WWE, I've heard it plenty of times before, man. Plenty of times before. And I totally understand that. But I don't think necessarily it's a bad thing.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And one more question, if you don't mind, Jack, real quick, for God is Real. God is Real said earlier that we have way more free will, and that's why a lot of things are happening. And Jake asked him about the free will, and I was asking the same question. I don't think we have at all free will like we used to have before. And if you can answer that, that would be nice.
Wait, you're asking me or?
No, God's Real.
God is good, bro.
Yeah, God is good. I'm sorry. God's good.
Yeah.
You remember your question?
Yeah, could you repeat that again? I'm so sorry. I'm like doing three things at once. I'm working.
It was regarding your comment earlier about free will.
Yeah, I think ultimately that's what it's boiling back down to. Like all of our political systems are a judgment of human structure. And I think in the modernity of our world, we've found that, the West has created a system of capitalism, democracy, whatever you want to call it. And that's the best system. But now we're at a point where we're starting to have second thoughts about it all. So I think it always boils down to free will at the end of the day. What is free will? Why are we given it? Is it a natural coincidence or is it a spiritual warfare? I mean, that's the greatest question.
Don't you think that free will leads to judgment and rightful judgment and acknowledgement of truth?
Not always.
No.
Yeah.
The dog agrees. The dog agrees very much.
That question on free will and the connection to governance, right? The rule of law, the rule of society, the rule of the tribe. There's going to be common ground in the rules. It would be a natural progression and order. But we've grown into this idea of voluntaryism. We voluntarily apply and work. We apply for mortgages. We apply for registration. We apply for licensing, and it's all done voluntarily.
Yeah.
And so free will has been, how are you if you limit your choices?
Yeah, free will has been weaponized, and it's.
Wait, can I ask you just to clarify? When you say free will, do you mean like freedom? Do you mean like rights that the government gives us, or do you mean free will as in we have the free will to do whatever? We could choose to delete somebody. We could choose to do these things. I'm not understanding the terminology of what you guys mean. You're talking about freedom, right? Not free will.
I was about
Just
freedom.
to clarify.
Yes.
Freedom.
Yeah, I
Okay,
mean,
okay, okay.
if we're going to talk
Just-
about like, yeah, to clarify, if we're going to talk about like jurisprudence and the accountability of it, yeah, that's a different topic entirely. But I think what I was saying is more so like the philosophical side of free will, not more so like the accountability of the law, more so like who are we and what is our purpose and why are we choosing to abide by said systems? You know, I think a level of confusion and chaos in our society, time and time again throughout history, says a lot about this earth and who we are as a people, you know?
It's fascinating.
Okay, but guys, it's real. I got another question for you. And Jack just mentioned, and I agree with Jack 100%. Like with all the contracts, and you're a lawyer, a very smart guy. I seen you on False Channel. I see you talk. So you do have knowledge about this stuff. If you're always contracting now and everything, isn't your free will diminishing because now you're in contract with everything? Car, house, you name it.
I genuinely believe, I don't have the answers, but from my experience in a short-lived 31 years, I genuinely believe we have always been in a system of control. And when you do enough research, you realize that it's very clear why certain things are the way they are. And so when I see governments, when I see societal boundaries, counties, jurisdictions, countries, states, I see it as a form of control. And I find it often degenerative. I can't speak tonight.
Degenerative.
Yeah, you know, it's just not helpful to create a system of opposition when you can actually, it's almost like being a double spy. When you can figure out the system and create something better by engaging with it, it seems to be the only way human beings have penetrated how things work in this earth. And so I think that's the biggest thing. You know, it's like you're not going to take these people on. What was his name? Yuri Bezmenov, the KGB agent. Sorry, Jack, just 10 more seconds. He on the Johnny Carson show in like the 70s or 60s. It was a black and white TV show. He ran away from Russia and was protected by our government. And he specifically said the only way to destroy our nation is from within. It's like Rome, right? It fell from within. So I think that's what we're seeing as a society today. Because of technology, we are all connected and we're all understanding that there's something really wrong with what's happening, and it's a matter of, you know, addressing it, right?
And
Yeah,
it's
technology is a double-edged sword, to be honest.
Here,
gives us a lot of benefits, but there's a lot of, you know, side effects to it. Go ahead, Jack. Sorry.
Thank you, Jake. And sincerely, I want to thank all of you guys for the conversations. But I'm curious because there's the YouTube promoted and brought to my attention, Josh Prime. Welcome. I don't think you've been here before, but
no, I haven't. But I've been watching your videos for some time, Jack. And honestly, I have to tell you something. I think you're like a false prophet.
All right.
And I was waiting for the gentleman to finish because I didn't want to cut in and be rude. But I've been watching you. I've been watching your interactions with Han Banana. And you're like, you know, talking about being good and doing good things and talking about God. But you're starting to refer to yourself in the third person. And I think that's when you lose the plot. When you start saying, oh, well, Jack is saying this, and you're referring to yourself in the third person.
Don't spoil it all in one sentence, dude.
I just think that means you're starting to sniff your own farts, and you're starting to think so highly of yourself, which is not very Christian of you. And you're supposed to be grounded and humble, and I think your head's getting too big for your britches, to be honest.
He's coming in with a stretched leg, Jack. I don't agree with all your points, but you know.
Well, I mean,
I gotta say, out of all the points,
but
just really quick, I gotta say, out of all the points, out of all the trolls that have came after you, Jack, that was probably the most respectful way to approach criticism. I gotta say.
Yeah, I'm trying to be fair, man. I've watched your show, and it's like where me and my wife we're playing Marvel Rivals. We're watching Jack, and we're just laughing. We're like, there's another sermon from Pastor Jack, and he's like talking about himself in the third person, like he's this so much more important. It's like, dude, chill out, man. Chill out. You need to chill out and just come back down to reality with all of us, because I think I never heard Jack. You're taking your he does.
Yeah, sorry, but I never heard Jack talking about himself in the third person.
I heard it like 2 days ago. No, he
Yeah.
does.
Okay.
So
I've been on with him for an hour and a half. He hasn't done that yet, but
yeah, he hasn't done that today, but he has done that in the past. So instead of thinking of Jack like a prophet, thinking of him as like a goon for the people. He's here to lobby the government to be more fair to us. So
No, I'm not saying the message is wrong. I'm just saying sometimes people have good messages and they just get full of themselves, and this is what we're witnessing here. Like the other day, you were having an argument with someone, and you kept putting him backstage, and you're like, "Well, look, I'm putting you backstage. I'm surprised you haven't put me backstage yet. To be honest, I thought I was gonna last like 3 seconds, but you keep putting him backstage, and you're like having this argument with someone. How the hell are you supposed to have a conversation if you're constantly, muting the other person and preventing them from talking? So
it's not constant. Some of these people literally won't.
Hank, please pause. I mean, Josh, I've been sitting here for quite a while now, listening to your feedback. Is there any room in your mind for different, or are you just convicted that you know me? And since I'm not perfect in your eyes, I'm somehow what did you start with? I'm a false prophet? Is that what the conclusion was?
Prophet. Well, hey, I came to give you my feedback on the show, and I appreciate having conversation. You bring ham banana here and there. You have especially when you were milking Cerrone, that was funny. Like you need to get to milking Cerrone a little bit more. That was some funny shit. But
hey, Josh,
yeah,
I appreciate your observation, but you're clearly missing the point, dude. So
if I'm missing the point, that's all good, man. I came here to say that your head is far stuck up your asshole, and that's all I came here to say, man. Thank you so much.
All right, Josh. Take it easy, man.
All right, you take care, brother. See you.
Yeah, so Jack, I was trying to provide coverage for you, and then you interrupted me to give a very thin-skinned response.
Okay, sorry I disappointed you, Hank. Thaddeus, welcome to you. New guest here. Are you there? Okay. This is a fascinating experience. Everyone's got an opinion. Everyone thinks their fucking opinion is important. What was your name, Josh, dude? You got a bunch of subscribers, but it's a pleasure to meet you. I look forward to having different conversations with you.
We lost Flow State, on the way.
He left a while ago. He was there to skirmish
I know.
his old co-host.
I still miss him. I still miss him.
You're his old co-host, bro? Is that real, or are you just fucking around?
No, that King Steven, he was pretending to be Jack's co-host, and we were just rolling with it. But we had you come on, and I didn't want him to give you a bad experience.
Yeah, the Steven character, he made sure, I think I got an email from him. He made sure to let me know that he's disappointed in me and will no longer be promoting Jack Talcott like he has.
Oh, no. We'll miss your support, allegedly.
Dude, these people, they think that they say they're helping. And praise God, timing is perfect. Welcome, Illuma Tommy.
Oh.
Hank, can you say pretending co-host again? Like the awareness levels, the project. Can you say that one more time for me? Hank, you are right back on. I'm going to answer for the host I'm trying to cook to. And you had the nerve to say pretending co-host. You should pretend anyone goes to your autistic channel.
I do.
Now, Jack.
And I have your daddy come to my channel all the time.
Okay, homo. My daddy lives in West Virginia if he's still alive, and I'm not playing your little daddy matching games. Jack, did you forget that you didn't know who Rachel Wilson was when you mod-godded her up and down this panel with Skeet Sleazy sitting there going, let her talk, let her talk. Now her husband's talking to Pierce Morgan, bro. And you had a guy come up here, in just all honesty say, I don't like you, bro. You're kind of a dick. And in your mind, we're all still missing something. We're all so crazy. It's just us, Jack. You are all these people in the world. It's just us, day after day,
And you're
saying you're
crazy,
not actually
Tom, you keep
gaslight.
looping. You keep looping with these
Projection.
ideas. I
No,
love
I
it.
sound like I'm looping. I sound like I'm looping because I'm responding to your loops.
Oh, you're repeating
Oh, he
battles
said no.
over
He
and
hit me with the
over.
no. Zing pow.
Are you not repeating battles over and over, claiming victory, and
Fine.
then yet
I'm trying to beat some kind of logic and sense through that fourth veil you have, blocking you from your oncoming eviction, and two families you could never get both to agree. Are you going to get both families to come back and all shack up in the same house?
No, that would be absurd.
Then why do you keep referring to that intent?
I don't. You keep imagining things, dude. That's what I'm telling you.
I can't go back and just hit play on any given video that I'm imagining, right? You forgot why I'm an entity out here, Jack.
I didn't forget, Tom.
Well, you sure act like you
Tommy,
did.
you and
I
Jack,
think.
if we're going to talk about complexes, you got one too, bro. This is crazy.
No, you can't shut your like
I'm an entity. Come on, Tommy. I love you, but come on, bro.
But I don't love you. You're really annoying, Poon Jab. I tried
Yeah,
to give
I know,
you a chance
'cause
to
I
come
cut
have
off
a
your guys' bullshit
conversation
like a
with
fucking
a
switch, I
Sikh.
know.
I thought you were a Sikh, right?
Here, Tom, this is actually specifically for you. I can never express
I don't
myself
read your
clearly
stupid.
without
Oh, so if I type something out on a screen and I throw it up between us, does that put any more weight to it?
Tom.
Because I'll type the good Lord's KJV and throw it up on the screen. You might understand why you're going to burn for eternity and take people with you.
Okay, how do I communicate with you?
By opening your ears and not your stupid 2, 3 going on 3 family, 5-bedroom house, actually justified, terminated ass mouth.
Okay. So
You want to
me
bring enlightenment? You want to bring enlightenment to the government doge when bringing enlightenment to government union jobs is how you justifiably got terminated?
You're part of the union. You're part of a union, Jack?
I used to be.
Not anymore.
I was a local president and played
You're for
roles
unions?
with the American.
Fucking post office union, bro.
I am for labor.
Pony fucking Express.
Oh, you're a post office union member, or you were? You said?
Yes, I was
wow.
a post office union.
Was a dad.
Come on, Tom. You can't.
Yeah,
Conversation.
I'm just trying to. I don't know any of you guys, so I'm just
Yeah.
asking. I don't know any of you guys, but
You know me, Jake.
I know you, Hank. Yeah. But okay, interesting.
Jack, Jack doesn't even look bad. It looks like we staged this. This is real. We don't have a script. Tommy just randomly came and provided a better example of false prophet. So we didn't script this. This is a real conversation.
Sure. So interesting enough, Tommy, I believe he mentioned something about the Wilsons.
Rachel, yeah.
What? Okay, what
Yeah,
happened with that?
Well, what happened, and that's what that's why I'm wondering why Tommy mentioned Rachel right now, because what happened, Jake, is she came on Jack's show, and Jack and her had different idea about Christianity, and Rachel is a strong woman with her voice, and Jack, I think, either backstaged her at the end or something, or kicked her. I'm not sure, but that's Jack's channel. Whether he agrees with her or not. He's allowed to kick somebody if he doesn't want it on their panel.
Sure.
So I don't understand why would he bring Rachel Wilson into this? I have no clue.
Yeah, and Rachel was there for an hour, and she was pretty aggressive the whole time. I think it was prior to her.
No, she's a passionate woman, and that's fine. But interesting. Okay, I didn't know. Like I said, I just barely discovered this channel. I don't know who any of you guys are, but okay. Yeah.
Well, if I can actually address a couple of things, I mean, since it is me, yeah, Rachel, I didn't know her. I don't know a lot of the characters, but apparently people are noticing me. That Josh whoever Josh was earlier, right?
So,
People are
Jack, McDonald's serves 1 billion people a day. Doesn't mean it. So what if you get some traffic? It's the hypocrisy exists everywhere. And I gotta say, Jack, just look at the contrast between the conversations Jake, myself, Hank, Voy, Tarek, and you were having before these guys jump in and want to do this. And Tommy, I love you, but it's just a reality. Some of you guys are drama whores, and you're worse than the Jersey Shore or Real World, wherever. When I was a kid and I used to watch it on MTV. And on that note, I'm out, Jack. Thanks for always having me on. It was an honor talking to you guys. Project VO, I'll always check you out, man. I've heard you before, and this conversation with you definitely made me a fan. So you guys take it easy. God bless you.
Yeah.
Take it easy, Gabriel.
Have a good one,
Yeah.
man.
Respect to you. Some of the ideas. You heard something, and I'm curious what you might have heard regarding my past. And yeah, you don't know me, but my story, I'm sharing it pretty publicly. And I served in the military when I was young, a couple of voluntary enlistments, then 22 years at the United States Postal Service. And in that time, that's where I got exposed to unions. And I know unions have a bad reputation. When I started at the post office, I mean, my stepfather was conservative in his values and beliefs. And so when I started at the post office, I had the idea that unions were part of what was destroying America. That was my mindset. I believed in the dollar and conservative values and that stuff. But because of my experience, I broadened my education and I started looking into the history of labor, the way the working class truly has been exploited regardless of color, right? The working class has been exploited by other people through selfish designs and purposes. So who I am today, I'm pro-labor and anti-work. I think there's better ways for mankind to live together.
I
You're
mean,
anti-work?
you're also an internet guru, right? I mean, you have the looks for it. You got the beard, the long hair, and everything.
I'm kind of finding this role. I didn't choose to. This wasn't the intention. I never imagined myself allowing my appearance to go like this because I don't care about how I look. And if there is a similarity, you know, the old whiskers maybe give the appearance of wisdom. Well, that's what I'm trying to share because truly,
don't be so shy. You're being shy now.
It's biblical. What I'm suggesting, it's biblical, it's eternal, it is the truth. The darkness, ignorance, selfishness, poor judgment, those things have brought hell to earth. We are here to be the light, to empower each other, to help ourselves overcome, and to help the next guy, the next gal overcome. We're here to make a better future than has ever happened before.
Hallelujah.
Did you know Jack was so interesting? He got interviewed by Jesse Howell of the Missing Link Live 3 times.
No,
I don't know who that is, to be honest.
I didn't know that.
You're in for a treat. Let me get the link.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
But Jack, when you say that you're anti-work, what do you mean by that? Like you believe that nobody should work at all? How are we supposed to?
No.
So how are we supposed to exchange goods? What's your method here?
Slaves, dude. Slaves.
I love it. No, I love the question because admittedly, part of this mindset comes from the idea of a business mind, right? The capitalist mind. It's about increased productivity, reduced cost, least expense in resource, time, energy, investment. That's important. And so I found that the old philosophical ideas are eternally true. We can choose more, do less. You think your thoughts through, you plan accordingly, you capture the right tools, the right resources, the right opportunities, you can accomplish miraculous things. Or
Sure.
you can do it the American way, which is all do it yourself and sweat of the brow. And I figured it out, so you got to figure it out. And things were tough for me, so they better be tough for you. And that's a bunch of crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, without all of the like the hyperbolicness of that, okay, if you're anti-capitalist, what would you have replace it then? Like, I mean, a lot of that, a lot of what you're saying doesn't really answer. Like, what exactly are you going to replace that with then? Like socialism?
Don't say socialism.
Is it
because
socialism?
I mean, he's even pointing it out to you. You know.
Well,
it's
then
like,
what? Then what? Then?
Oh, it's too obvious. That's too obvious. Ask a
Sure.
better question. Come on. Ask.
Well,
a better,
I mean,
Jack deserves a better question.
okay, Jack. If not the capitalist system,
Then
what exactly? How would you have it to where it's nobody gets to work and we could still flourish in society with food and feed everybody, all 330 million people in the United States or 7 billion people in the world?
First, the way you started it wasn't accurate. I'm not proposing there won't be work. I'm not
Oh, okay.
proposing there won't be efforts. But I am suggesting that what we have right now is the ability to overcome the reliance, the codependence of the money system. We can actually use the technology, mechanization, the logistics practices. We can use all of these benefits that society has brought together, and let's push ourselves forward into a new system. It's time to overcome the Federal Reserve System. We can, through cooperative efforts, and yes, it sounds similar to socialism, and yes, if in any sort of structure, there would have to be some sort of hierarchy, right?
Okay.
But I'm not talking a top-down approach. I'm talking
No,
about
an
people
organization.
uniting.
Yeah, right. Like an organization over, over a certain county or country. Yeah.
Right. So if in your world everybody will get paid equal amount and a living wage, like what exactly? What about the ones that work harder than others? Do they get compensated more so? how does this? That's what I'm asking, because as far as when you say anti-work, it's kind of like, well, what are you going to replace it with then?
Understand. And these are reasonable questions, but I encourage you to consider the idea. What it would be called, I don't know. I've heard part of my inspiration was from the concepts of a resource-based economy, where resources are valued based upon the energy required for extraction or production, and the costs would be fairly shared. Because of the illusions of wealth and authority, we allow the value systems have been broken. That's the key. We've got everything we need for a strong economy, strong logistics. We can improve so many different ways, but as long as we're staying at war with each other, as long as we're divided, we're losing the game.
I'd like to hear Hank's point on this, because I haven't heard Hank's voice for a long time, and it's Valentine's Day, so.
We need to incorporate more aspects from the Venus Project, but I'm not quite sure it works the way it's designed with the robot nannies. So I say we'll introduce more elements, but we're not going to try to upheave the road system all at the same time to implement, because it's just not a way to manage systems. It's not a way to administrate and manage systems, especially with so many people's lives at stake. So we need to start small, then build out.
There's a lot of organizations and groups that are doing that. That's another part of my inspiration, why I have so much hope and faith in the future, is I've been learning about all these different organizations that are starting small, these different programs, different communities are trying and building on. We're living at a generation unlike others because of the advancements in technology and communication. we can reach around the world. And so if we start uniting together to overcome these divisions of wealth and authority, what I'm suggesting is, without the unnecessary competition, unnecessary regulation, unnecessary bureaucracy, mankind has overcomplicated living. If we start making sure that every worker, especially those tending to the produce, you know, getting the food grown and harvested, getting the food to the shelves, let's start getting them the very basics at least. And then start from there. We start making sure that everyone, start at home, everyone in America has, you know, the basics, access at least to the basics. We can stop denying education to each other's children and start working together to educate and make sure the next generation is more prepared than we were.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get you there, Jack. But I am saying I think when it comes to you said unnecessary competition, right? That was your terms. I think competition is what's driven the United States to be the superpower of the world today, Jack. I think a lot of the things that you're saying, like we can utilize the technology, it was competition, it was capitalism that created some of the best technology because of the competition and etc. So you're saying, well, if, in other words, it's like if you find it to be broken, and I'm saying capitalism's not perfect, there's no such thing as perfection of a system. I think people need to be moral and morally justice for any system. It could be a dictatorship and you can have a good system there as long as everybody's moral. So I'm just stating that capitalism has kind of given us a lot of the technology. Like right now, I wouldn't know you without the internet or the computer in front of me or all these things that we have. And I get you, technology is a double-edged sword, as I was explaining. I didn't really explain it, but it was a comment that I made earlier. But yeah, Jack, I mean, as far as I'm shooting it out, you know, I think that we just need to, you know, we need to realize that the system that we have in play right now is the best thing that we've had. If we look at other systems of government, I think this is the best one so far. And I think it's led the United States to be one of the biggest superpowers. And I think China, of course, is catching up, but I think that's because of the leadership that we have today that has allowed that type of catching up to do. China takes a lot of our technology and innovates it. So I'm just saying, you know, I think in my opinion, I think this is something that we just need to, what's the word? We need to better redefine capitalism. I get you, there's flaws and issues with it, but I think that's where we should start rather than destroy the whole system and start all over, you know, from what you're kind of describing. You know, just my take there, man. But I think we found our disagreements there.
Well, we do, but we're not, because I do agree with you. It served its purpose. Certainly the competitive value that's ingrained in the American heart, right? It's about winning, adapting, overcoming, being creative, being inventive. That is what made
Creativity.
America strong. Now, the advancements in China, to me, it's pretty obvious. You know, they played the slow game in the imperialist development and did everything their own way. And then they see, what's America doing? What's Britain doing? How are they taking over these foreign lands and controlling other people? Oh, shit. So China jumps into the game of capitalism, but they're playing together as a team, right? Because the communist power, the state is saying, yeah, we're going to use what they're doing, but we're going to be better at it. And so this idea of American supremacy, with Donald Trump at the helm, you know, with the idea that tariffs and sanctions are the way to create peace on earth and equality. Bullshit. Tariffs and sanctions is an oppression and taxation on the working class, whether it's our lands or someone else's. It's a taxation and an oppression on the working class. And it's under the illusion, right? The slave masters convincing each plantation, we're going to do better than that other plantation. You guys work harder. You sacrifice more for us.
It's all optics, right? It's all optics. It's like, oh, we're gonna take over Greenland. We're gonna call the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America. It's all optics.
Makes sense,
and it's so easy. It's so easy to make those claims, right? Especially when you have that kind of bravura, right?
He's ballsy.
Yeah.
Trump, you got to give Trump credit. The man has balls. He's willing to be radical. He's willing to go in, and he plays a good game. But unfortunately, I think he's convinced himself and others that he knows what he's doing far more than he does.
But he's playing out that role, right? He
This is
knows
like the
that
3D. What do they call it, bro? The 4D chess moves.
5D chess.
5D chess moves that Trump does. Yeah.
He's playing out that character to the max. You know, that's what we are experiencing now.
It's an amazing time we're living in. Hey, I'm looking at the time. This has been a long stream.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like maybe it's time to start wrapping up. But
For sure.
You're having too much fun today, Jack. Shame on you.
It's been a cool stream today. I feel I've enjoyed it, especially new guests. Jake, thank you to you. Not to diminish the old guests, Hank and Voy and all the others.
Yeah, for sure, bro. For sure.
Yeah, you know, you've entertained me too, Jack. You know, it's like even though I hate you, you know, and not actively, you know, I can love you too. And same goes for Hank. And I don't know what it is, dude. It's weird. Is it Valentine's Day today? I know.
It is.
Affirmative.
All right. Thank you, Voy. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Hank, any thoughts?
I just want to remind everyone, we love you, but don't just screw everything up. Thank you very much.
Blessings, Hank. Jake, it's been a pleasure. Is your channel VO Pod Project?
Yeah. I'm Jake Varm, host of the YouTube channel called Project VOPod. I do political content, I do streams, I have debates, and I review stuff as well. So yeah, if you guys want to check that out, I do that as well. So yeah, Jack, thanks for having me on here. I don't know who you are. You just popped up on my feed, and I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna jump in. Don't know who these guys are, and just fucking do it, right? and I found some familiar faces here, bro. I did with Hank and Flow State. Those were the only two that I was familiar with. But yeah, fair enough, man. With that being said, Jack, thanks for having me, bro.
Peace.
Have a good one.
Thank you for joining sincerely. And brothers and sisters, to all of you who may have tuned in, if you're new and you haven't done so yet, please do the subscribe thing. You know, if you're up to sharing, the little thumbs up isn't, you know, it helps the data. It encourages others. Hey, check this out. Maybe be like me. Brothers and sisters, I had fun today. For those of you who've been around for a little bit today, having fun with the idea, Talcott for Führer, Friday of 2025, that's today, so why not? Because what I am doing, what I am living as Jack with me, I enjoy the fun of love as often as I can, and I find reasons to celebrate. And each day I try to bring a little bit of light, a little bit of encouragement, a little bit of fun your way. So if you're new to this or you tune in late, I encourage you, go back to the beginning too, speed it up, skip the 2-minute intro, speed it up and see if you can find some encouragement in your day, because that's what it's all about. Today, Valentine's Day. May love be with you. May you be with the perfection of love. May the thoughts of the perfection of love consume you so that you are transformed with the love who you are. Because the love who you are, man, I can imagine the love who you are, because I imagine the love who wants to love me. Oh, she's going to be amazing. And you're amazing. Brothers and sisters, I'm going to wrap it up there sincerely. To all of you, Thank you again. Choose love. Peace for everyone, and live without fear. God bless. Peace.